You're listening to the Eastern Musketeers Sports Network on WSLM 1220 AM with Eli Guthrie and Dylan Beach. You'll hear all the live action tonight on the radio, along with live streaming on Facebook, X, and YouTube. It's game time, and we're ready here on WSLM.
We're back here in Pekin, Indiana for another high school football game this night between the Eastern Musketeers and the Brownstown Central Braves. I'm Dylan Beach alongside my color commentator, Eli Guthrie, here for a pregame today.
Yes, it's a very powerful Brownstown Central team coming off 15-0 record the past how many times they played Eastern. Eastern has never had a chance against this team. Let's see how they can do this year.
Yeah, Brownstown coming into the night 16-0 on the Eastern Musketeers. Eastern hoping to be able to check another bucket list item off tonight with a big win against Brownstown.
I agree. It'd be a great opportunity for the Eastern Musketeers to get a W tonight because it is a conference matchup tonight. Their opening conference matchup of the year. It can set a great tone for the conference standings throughout the year going.
Yeah, I mean, very widely ranked Brownstown Central team this year. I mean, one of the best they've had in a few years, ranked top 10 in most of the polls that I've been seeing here, compared to an Eastern team that's ranked about in the 50s. So, I mean, we could be seeing an upset tonight if Eastern can play their game.
Yes, we could. Last year, Eastern Musketeers came close to the Brownstown Braves at most of the game, but ended up falling short 48-28 at Brownstown. A great matchup for Musketeers last year because it's at Brownstown. Brownstown's a very, very powerful team, especially at home, giving up great numbers to the Musketeers last year. Let's see how they can change this year.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start getting some keys to the games for both teams here. I mean, Eli, let's get it started off with what's Eastern going to have to do to win tonight?
I think Eastern's going to have to win in the trenches. They have to adapt to the pressure, be able to absorb all that contact from Brownstown tonight, and be able to break through the tackles and open up gaps for the runners and make sure they protect Cody Bennett tonight.
Yeah, it is going to be night and day versus the defensive line and offensive line that Eastern's going up against tonight. You saw it last week. We saw it last week. Crawford County, smaller than Eastern at almost every position on that line. You might not be seeing that tonight against Brownstown.
No, Brownstown is very known to produce big players, and that big offensive and defensive front from Brownstown will be a huge struggle for the Musketeers tonight as they are wanting to get a win tonight, being 1-1 on the season, being able to prepare for the Brownstown tonight for the matchup at 7 o'clock kickoff. This is your pregame show from Eli Guthrie and Dylan Beach.
Yeah, Eli, turn it around on the flip side to Brownstown keys. What are some keys tonight for Brownstown?
Brownstown needs to put it to bed early. Don't let them hang around. Do not let Eastern hang around. Don't give them hope because hope is what Eastern needs tonight in order to pull off a upset W against Brownstown, bringing them down up and down the field, making them play their hearts out tonight.
Yeah, I completely agree, Eli. The one thing that Brownstown needs to focus on tonight is not letting Eastern stick around. I mean, if you let them stick around, anything can happen. They've got to be able to put this game to bed early.
They do. I completely agree. Brownstown is estimated to win this game 42-17 on the John Harrell website. That line is a very big line this year. I'm sure it was a lot bigger last year, but it somehow got proved wrong. Now, I don't know how it's going to the Sagarin rating this year for Brownstown compared to Eastern, but we're looking to see a nice game tonight. Perfect weather is game summed up perfectly.
Yeah, Eastern's 43rd in the Sagarin, and then Brownstown's ranked 8th at the moment in that respective rating system. A great team. This is one of the better Eastern teams we've seen in a while. I mean, like we've said, they're going to have to win up front against these Brownstown's fronts with their offensive line and defensive line.
They're going to have to limit the turnovers and control the possession at time. If they win the possession area in the turnover battle, even in the yardage battle, they will win this game tonight if they can maintain that strong offense from Brownstown.
Yeah, I mean, Brownstown returning 5 all-MSC performers from last season, 2 of those being on their offensive and defensive line. I mean, they've got the performers that have performed at the high level in this conference, and Eastern's just going to really have to contain them tonight.
They sure will. Those powerful offensive and defensive linemen from Brownstown is going to give Cody Bannon a lot of trouble on his stop backs in the pocket in the shotgun position, even under center, as they're going to break through that offensive line very quickly if the offensive line from Musketeers cannot maintain the blocks tonight.
Yeah, I think we could be seeing a great battle on the line tonight. I mean, Eastern, this line has been praised over and over again, and we might be seeing one of the better Eastern line corps we've probably ever seen come through the school right now.
I completely agree. We saw a lot of nice talent through the Eastern Musketeers offensive line this year. A lot of height, a lot of weight, a lot of talent. They got to know when to use it, and they got to know when to pursue that ball and pursue those blocks and not give up too many penalties tonight. They got to win the penalty battle against Brownstown in order to hold them back from getting too much offensive progression.
Yeah, can't give up any free yards. Eastern only had about 1 or 2 penalties last week, and one of them, of course, brought back that Braden Jones touchdown. Speaking of last week, some fun stats for Eastern. Cody Bannett didn't attempt a punt last week. I mean, that's usually a good sign of what you're doing. Only the 4th shutout of the Luke Dean era at Eastern. Wouldn't it be something if they got another one tonight?
That'd be one crazy stat to put in that book this year. And two of those shutouts coming from Crawford County, really setting the Musketeers up on a confident edge this week. As you said, Cody Bannett did not attempt a punt last week. That means the Musketeers were really pursuing their offense very well and giving manageable downs and mid-possessions. That one unsportsmanlike conduct from Braden Jones with that peace sign sent backwards, pulling them back to the 35-yard line, but ended up scoring the next play. That really shows how powerful this offense for the Musketeers can be at certain points in games.
Yeah, that penalty last week, it sure was something, Eli. Brownstown, awful familiar with the peace sign, as it was Marion Lukes who threw it up against them a few years ago in sectional. I didn't see any penalty on that one, but maybe a different reffing crew last week.
It might have been. And if I remember correctly, Brownstown beat Charlestown last week, the defending Mid-Southern Conference champions. And that just really makes a huge statement for Brownstown this game tonight, as they're coming off a huge win, sitting at the top of the Mid-Southern Conference standings.
Yeah, Brownstown, I mean, this could be a program definer for Eastern, because if you want to be among the big boys, you've got to be able to compete with the big boys. And, I mean, look no further than Brownstown. I mean, if I had to pick who I would predict to be the MSC champion this year, I wouldn't be looking much further than the Brownstown Central Braves.
I wouldn't either. It's very known for them to be good at every sport. They always put in that extra work. They put in extra effort to make sure their teams are always top-notch every season, no matter what it takes. At Brownstown, they are required to have a weights program or weights class throughout the entire year in order for them to be able to meet those standards and be able to meet that par of what they're holding them accountable to in that standard.
Yeah, Brownstown constantly churning out high-level athletes through their weights program. I mean, Eastern, once again, we're starting to see a new generation of athletes coming up to that weight room for Eastern. Hopefully, we're starting to see some of the results with how they're taking care of these worser teams, but they're going to have to start beating some teams their own skill here this week.
They completely are. I agree, because Crawford County wasn't exactly a up to par win for Musketeers last week. It really set a standard for them. It tells us what they can do and what we know we can see. But are they willing to put that same effort and give that same fight? Now they're going up against a bigger dog when they're the smaller dog in the fight tonight. Yeah,
by no means is this the same Eastern team that we have gotten used to over the years. I mean, it would be a fight to beat Crawford sometimes, but now they've shown back-to-back years that they're starting to elevate a little bit, moving away from them, and now maybe having a chance to take another step forward here tonight.
Yes, they will. That step forward be huge for them tonight, as their stats are continuing to be padded every week based on how they do in every game. West Washington, the first week of the year, 2 weeks ago, they met up good numbers. They only lost by 6 points in a last-second game-winning, game-losing drive from the Musketeers. Ended up falling short. And last week, we got delayed for 3 hours on Friday night, came back on Saturday. The Musketeers still seemed eager to go, didn't let up on any gas from the night before, didn't seem tired at all, ready to play football, and they ended up pulling away 48-0 to the Crawford County Wolfpack. And to take this time right before the game kicks off here in about 5 minutes, I'm going to do the Sports Zone Week 3 today, Friday, September 1st. Salem is playing at Floyd Central, and we have Salem on that call on 97.9 FM, and you have us against Eastern versus Brownstown, 12:20 a.m. West Washington and Mitchell, that will be on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then tomorrow, we have Saturday, September 2nd, Fresno State heads to West Lafayette to take on Purdue noon on 12:20 a.m. And then IU welcomes the Ohio State Buckeyes into Memorial Stadium at 3:30 on 97.9. And then West Virginia heads to College Park at Happy Valley, take on Penn State at 7 p.m. on 97.9 FM or Channel 111. The broadcast that night will be TJ Rives and LeVar Arrington.
Yeah, hopefully it's a weekend full of upsets, starting here with the Eastern Musketeers tonight, and then hopefully the Indiana Hoosiers tomorrow night.
I cannot see that being a possibility.
Hey, don't sleep on two yet, Eli.
All right. Well, we are excited to see what we have tonight from the Musketeers against Brownstown as Musketeers head out of their locker room, cheering on this crowd, ready for this game tonight. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff.
Yeah, Musketeers heading out onto the field. We got a pretty good crowd for the Musketeers tonight. Maybe an even better one for the Brownstown Central.
Exactly. Like that whole away section of the stadium is completely filled up with very minimal seats left, while this home side of the crowd is very full, but a little less full than we'd be comparing them to size.
Yeah, we got to get some more people here in these last 4 minutes. They got to really get this team on their back tonight.
I completely agree. The crowd is going to be a big aspect of this win tonight if they're able to pull it off, because they're the backbone of this team. Needing confidence and support from the crowd is a big aspect to winning games, any sort of sport.
Yeah, 100% football is got to have that 12th man sometimes, Eli.
I completely agree. It's kind of like Seattle, home of the 12th man for the Seattle Seahawks. Tonight, East Washington needs to be the home of the 12th man and cheer on the Musketeers to victory.
Yeah, Eastern looking to defend the hill for the first time this year. Failed to defend it against West Washington, narrowly losing in week 1. Taking it, beating up on Crawford County last week, hopefully coming back here to get a similar result to last week.
Yes, laying the hammer down last week, looking for the great result this week. Like you said, defending the hill. Huge thing coming up this week for the Musketeers. As we already established this and know it, it's a big, high matchup for the Musketeers tonight as we head down to the PA announcer in the field for tonight's national anthem. And as they do the coin toss, both teams out in the middle of center field. We are going to take a quick ad break. We'll be back after this message.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Are you ready for some football and fantastic deals on wheels? John Jones Auto Group is here to kickstart your season with unbeatable savings at all 4 of our locations. That's right, we're conveniently located in Salem, Corden, Greenville, and Scottsburg. Score big this football season and drive away a winner with John Jones Auto Group. Our dedicated team is committed to helping you find the perfect vehicle that suits both your style and your budget. Whether you're looking for a tough and versatile truck to tackle any challenge, or sleek and fuel-efficient sedan to zip through traffic like a star player, we've got you covered. Plus, don't overlook our certified pre-owned vehicles that offer affordable reliability. Get ready to do a happy touchdown dance because we're offering incredible finance options. Our finance team will work their magic to secure the best rates and terms tailored to your needs. Touchdown! And there's more. John Jones Auto Group is offering game-changing incentives, lease specials, and low APRs. Make this the perfect time to drive home, a deal you won't find anywhere else. Don't fumble this opportunity. Visit John Jones Auto Group today at any of our 4 locations. Or you can check us out online at johnjonesautogroup.com. And remember, you see so many because they paid so little.
And we're back here at Eastern High School as the teams are getting ready to take the field here, Eli. Looks like Eastern opted into Eastern's going to be receiving the ball here first. Brownstown's kicking off.
Yes, Brownstown deferred to the second half. Winning that second half kickoff, that could be a turning point for tonight's game because normally the second half kickoff is a tone setter for ending the game because it depends on who's in the upper hand of the scoreboard coming second halftime.
Yeah, Eastern hopefully can start off here strong tonight. Gonna have to start this game off good.
Yes, they sure will. I agree, and it's going to be a tough one tonight as the Brownstown kicker sets back, ready to send this one away from Pekin.
Going to be the most physical team Eastern's seen so far this year as Brownstown's kicker Bryce Peak gets ready to kick it off here get us started off here tonight. And the ref blows his whistle. Peak sends one deep. It's caught by Caden Temple. Jury gets up to the 30 and stumbles up at the 30.
Great return there by Garrett Jury, being able to break a few tackles, get to the left side of the field, the far side near the Brownstown sideline, get past a few tackles and get to the 30-yard line, setting up great first possession for the Musketeers.
Yeah, good rule return there for Garrett Jury. Gonna get him Eastern started here on about the 30 here. Last week, Eastern's offense running great. Even without Braden Jones here in the first half, his backup had 72 yards. Nathan McBride had a great game on the ground. Braden Jones, even missing that first quarter, still had 150 yards last week.
Yeah, it was a great run for Musketeers last week. Even passing the ball, 2 touchdown passes last week.
Bennett takes the snap, hands off to Braden Jones, and he gets stuffed right at the line, and that's going to be a loss of about 2 or 3.
Not a good start from the Musketeers there. A great play to start, hanging up the middle to Braden Jones, but he gets stood up right when he gets the ball handed off to him. Loss of maybe 1 yard on the play, maybe a gain of 2. Looks like the game forward progress to about a 1 yard gain there for Braden Jones.
Yeah, I don't know how that one got ruled like that, but I mean,
I do not know either.
Blown up right at the line. I mean, Eastern's going to have to do better than that to be able to compete this week. Bennett back in the shotgun. Jones off to the left. Gets out in the speed option. Keeps it. Gets up for about a gain of 7 off that left sideline.
A great read from Cody Bennett there, able to fake the handoff to Braden Jones and get to the outside, break a shoestring tackle, nearly taken down short of the line to gain. Did not make it, though. Third down and 3 coming up for the Musketeers early in this first quarter.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, ball on the 41 here. Nice little gain there for Cody Bennett. Good read not to pitch that off to Braden Jones.
That Brownstown's looking for a quick 3 and out here to start.
Bennett back in the shotgun. Jones in the sidecar. Signals Christian Rusher through. Hands off to Braden Jones. Gets outside the line. Almost fumbles it and brought it down short right at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, not a bad run from Braden Jones there. Kind of the same recap to what happened the first down play. He gets stood up right as he gets the ball handed off to him, but this time instead of going middle, he went to the outside. But the Brownstown defense was ready and met him right there in his tracks, losing maybe even a yard on the play, bringing up a 4th down.
Yeah, we mentioned in the pregame that Cody Bennett didn't punt at all last week. An early punt here coming for the Eastern Musketeers.
A quick 3 and out for Brownstown to start, for Eastern Musketeers to start the game.
Oh, and that's a bad snap there. Cody Bennett is going to do all he can just to fall back down on that.
What a bad start to the game for Musketeers. Had a few good promising starts to the game with that Cody Bennett run to the left side, but stunting real quickly as a 3 and out occurs, and Bennett then fumbles the long snap for the punt, giving the Brownstown Braves a great starting field position on their opening drive tonight.
Yeah, low snap there, bobbled by Bennett. All he could do there is just fall on that one. Brownstown's going to set up shop on the 32 here. Awesome field position for this elite offense here.
Their first time in plus territory, their opening drive, first play of the game for Brownstown.
Yeah, Brownstown notorious for this wing T offense.
Oh, false start should be called there. False start from Brownstown, putting them 5 yards back from where they originally started. It looks like that slot receiver just got a little bit of a quick start there, setting them up on a bad start for their first possession, just like equal to the Musketeers.
Yeah, that's actually going to be a false start on Eastern there. What?
There can be a false start on the defense.
Well, chain got moved 5 yards.
Oh, it must have been offsides or encroachment or something.
Quarterback takes a snap, snaps it directly to the running back, and number 2 is going to get up for a gain of about 5 on that play.
A wildcat play for Brownstown there, making great progress, getting it past the 20-yard, almost to the 20-yard line, setting them up at the 22-yard line for a big first down to open the drive up after that slow start from Brownstown.
Yeah, not an ideal start here for Eastern as the chains are already getting moved. Ball on the 28 here for Brownstown. Brownstown lined up in another weird formation here. Eastern's just going to be having to snaps it, passes off, hands off to number 9, and that's going to be a Brownstown touchdown right away.
Big Brownstown touchdown right there, as he was able to sneak through the line, break a lot of tackles there, as he was touched maybe 1 or 2 times, but ended up getting to the house. Big touchdown for Brownstown to start the game as they take an early 6-0 lead.
Not an ideal start here for the Eastern Musketeers. Early lead here for Brownstown, 6-0 with 9:34 here to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, what an excellent start to the game from Brownstown. Really set them up for success with the bad drive starting from Musketeers, as that fumbled punt really set them up in a 30-yard line and plus territory. 3 plays later in the end zone, touchdown.
Yeah, Bryce Peak back out here to kick the extra point. It's up, and that one's good, folks. Brownstown takes a 7-0 lead here early.
Early 7-0 lead for Brownstown as they're trotting off the field, ready to send their kicking unit out. We have 9:34 remaining in this first quarter. A quick start for Brownstown, a quick shot in the foot for the Eastern Musketeers as they're ready to send their offense back out onto the field for their second drive.
Yeah, about as picture perfect of a start as you could get for Brownstown, and on the flip side, about as bad as it could start for Eastern there.
There's a big motto on the sideline for both teams is don't suck. And Eastern started that very quickly tonight. But they're looking to redeem themselves on a first down play with the kicking unit for both sides to come out. Kickoff pending in the next few seconds.
Yeah, Eastern got to get it going here early. Like we mentioned, key for Brownstown is to put it to bed early. Eastern's got to be able to stick around and give themselves a chance here tonight.
I agree. One more touchdown given up, this game could be getting a little out of hand since Musketeers have their struggle in their offense even start the game. We're looking to have the Musketeers bring back a redemption drive and get in the end zone this next possession.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get to start off with a good return here from Drury or Caden Temple. Peak getting ready to kick it off again here. Peak boots it. That's going to be low driver, and that one's going to end up getting out of bounds. We're going to have a re-kick here.
We established this whole term last week. Flirted with that line and got over the line tonight. That ball we placed at the 35-yard line. Bad kick to set the tone for that kicking unit for Brownstown, allowing the Musketeers to have better starting field position than their last drive at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's interesting there. Starting at the 35. Last week they kept re-kicking it every time. I think we're getting back to the real rules this week.
I think so. It seems to be a switch of officials this week, as this time the ball is placed at the 35-yard line instead of, hey, let's give them 3 or 4 more chances last week and see what they can do differently.
Yeah, we had a lot of those last week. A lot of kicks out of bounds last week from Mr. Bannett. Not really from Crawford County, since they only kicked off one time.
And that was the opening of the game.
That was opened the second half last week.
Open the second half.
But felt like we had a lot of re-kicks last week, but shouldn't have really happened.
They sure did. It was more than we should have had it at all. It really set up a bad start for this next game for Musketeers. Bannett looked to redeem himself.
Bannett back in the shotgun, motions Weiniger through, fakes the handoff, passes it out to Weiniger behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get wrapped up. Caden Temple, actually, correction on my part there, going to get wrapped up for -5 on the gag.
Not a good start for the second drive for the Musketeers. Having Cody Bennett able to swing that ball out behind him to his screen player, Caden Temple. But Caden Temple ended up getting hit right as he caught the ball at the Musketeer 29-yard line, stunned in his path, loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Brownstown read everything on that play. Nothing going on there for Eastern. Going to have second and long here. Bannett back in shotgun. Looks to pass. Finds Caden Temple. Caden Temple wrapped up. Right back at the original line of scrimmage.
Good pass there from Cody Bannett. Even better curl route from Caden Temple, allowing the ball, seeking the ball and allowing it to come to him before he tries to start to run. Bringing back a good gain on the play back to the original line of scrimmage, bringing up a 3rd down and 10. A manageable one, but a long one.
Yeah, pretty little route there from Caden Temple. Great catch, good ball. Eastern really going to have to convert here on 3rd and 10.
They're going to completely convert on this 3rd and 10 in order to keep this drive going. It is a big struggle so far on offense for the Musketeers. Their percentage-wise wasn't very good. Week 1, redeemed themselves a little bit in week 2.
And we're going to have a timeout here early from the Musketeers. Something didn't look right there for Eastern.
We're going to go ahead and take a timeout break here on the field with 8:35 remaining. Brownstown leads the Musketeers 7-0, 8:35 to go in the first quarter. We will see you when we get back.
Keep playing. Keep working. Keep going. And keep moving. with the exceptional orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With an experienced team and a full line of advanced services and procedures, it's no wonder most people choose Baptist to help them keep on keeping on. Visit baptisthealth.com/ortho to find a Baptist Health provider.
Things change. Insurance should too. Jason can help to see if you're covered for life's constant changes. Call Jason Petmeyer, your Washington County agent, at 812-883-2995 or visit informbureau.com.
And we're back here tonight. 8:35 left in the first quarter. Eastern trailing early here to Brownstown 7-0.
Not a bad start for Brownstown Braves tonight. Even a bad start for Musketeers, allowing a quick touchdown drive on that fumbled punt.
Bannett here in the shotgun. He has 3 out wide. Jones in the sidecar. Takes the snap, starts running out wide, tosses out to Jones, and that's going to be ate up right out of bounds. This is going to be another punt here for Eastern.
I didn't like that play there from the Musketeers as Bannett takes a snap and instantly puts the ball in one hand, having too much confidence in himself, maybe to not get that ball stripped out of onto the field right when a defender comes into his face. Instead, he flips the ball out to the right side on a speed option to Braden Jones. Really not much progress made there, as they may have lost a yard on the play, bring up a 4th down and another punt for the Musketeers.
Yeah, looking like Mike Vick carrying the ball one-handed there, but not quite the result. Bannett back to punt there. That's going to be a wobbler. Going to get landed about the 40, roll back unfavorably for the Musketeers there. Going to go out about 44-ish.
Bannett had to rush that punt that time, sending a complete duck into the air, and it did a nice Brownstown roll backwards in their favor towards the 50-yard line marker, setting them up for another great field position as their offense trots back up onto the field, ready for the second drive.
Yeah, Brownstown, good field position here again. I mean, Eastern's going to have to buckle down here tonight, get another stop to give their offense a chance to get back in this game.
They will if they give up another early touchdown here. It's only 8:22 to go in the first quarter, and they could be trailing big if they don't get a stop here.
Yeah, Brownstown coming back lined up, loading that box up. The Brownstown offense, infamous for their trickery. Garrison going to take the snap. Tymeyer takes it directly, and that's going to be ate up right at the line of scrimmage. We got a flag on the play.
I see that. That was a good play from the Brownstown Braves, having that loaded front there for them as they fake the handoff. It seems to be in 3 different directions. Ended up taking the ball directly up the middle of the field. But at the end of that play, there might have been a 15-yard penalty. Face mask penalty on the Musketeers, setting the Brownstown Braves up for a 15-yard gain and another first down at the Musketeers 42-yard line. Oh, he's keep counting. 40-yard line. Man, he was ready. 40-yard line.
Yeah, we're going to have – that can't be happening for Eastern. We can't be giving up free yards here tonight. It was originally a really good play, wrapped him up at the line of scrimmage. Ends up with a big gain for Brownstown.
We stated before the game started that they need to be able to win the penalty battle. Right now, they're starting off slow with that.
Sheffer takes the snap, hands off, gets up, and he's going to be wrapped up for about a 5-yard gain on that play.
Good play by Brownstown. Looked to be this identical to their play before, giving off a direct snap to the running back, ending up to the outside instead of that down the middle this time. He gets a good spin there halfway down the back into the secondary, spins around the defender, gets met in his tracks by Garrett Drury, losing a few yards of progression after the hit, but setting him up with a 2nd down and 5. Great play for Brownstown.
Yeah, nice little handoff there for Brownstown, setting him up for a nice little 2nd down here. Sheffer takes the snap, hands off to Kelly again. He's going to get up for a first, or might be stopped a little early the first down.
I think I favor that as a first down for Brownstown, as he was thrown past the first down marker on a tackle. Bad tackling decision from Musketeers there. But a great play, a great 2nd down play from Brownstown, rolling out right again with the same formation as they had before. If they're going to change it tonight, I'd be completely surprised. It needs to be figured out by the Musketeers.
Yeah, Brownstown known for their power formations around here. A broadcaster's worst nightmare. You never know where that ball is going to be snapped at tonight.
I know completely. What sorcery is that?
Yep. Sheffer takes a snap again. Hands off to Kelly for the 3rd straight play. Gets another about a gain of 4 on the play.
If I'm not mistaken, that was a little quick run there from the outside. He should have been a false start penalty on Brownstown. It looks like their in-slot receiver left a little early, but not called. Bring up another 2nd down for Brownstown, but this time a little bit more manageable than last. 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Brownstown has ran the same exact play the last 3 times out there.
Not been figured out.
Keep snapping it to Sheffer, handing it right off to Kelly.
It's not been figured out once.
Sheffer takes another snap, keeps it this time, looks to throw. He's going to throw, and that one's going to be battered down by looks like we got a flag on the play here.
Nearly intercepted there by Caden Temple. Looks like he got his hands there a little early. I could see a defensive pass interference there, which would set Brownstown up on a spot foul 15-yard penalty again, putting them down inside the red zone, ready to put this ball across the chalk. Yep, that's exactly what the call was, a PI, pass interference on the defense, Caden Temple, moving that ball 15 yards up the field further.
Yeah, we mentioned last week. We mentioned in the pregame that can't be giving up these penalties, giving up 30 yards already on this drive alone.
30 yards on penalties, huge throughout even one game. Imagine the first quarter, though, not a great start on the penalty side of the game for Musketeers. But Brownstown's taking advantage, complete all of it, because they're getting the ball down the field and not worrying about different penalties, just taking it and throwing it down their throats.
Yeah, Brownstown attempting their first pass there. It was intended for Fritz, battered up by Caden Temple, but not before committing defensive pass interference. Sheffer's going to direct snap to Tymire right up the gut, and that's going to be another big gain for Brownstown.
That's going to set Brownstown up inside the 10-yard line. What a great run there. Direct snap, like you said, up not quite the middle, but a little just a right of the right tackle, getting outside, heading up with a head of steam, getting past that Musketeer defensive line and taking one down inside the 10-yard line for the Brownstown Braves, setting up a second down and medium.
Yep, Brownstown back out here again. Takes the snap. Hands it out to Kelly again. Kelly's going to get outside, and he's going to get in for a touchdown there.
What a great run for Brownstown, letting those lead blockers get to the outside of the line, slowing the play down a little bit, allowing for that whole play to make up for Brownstown. Setting up a great play, touchdown Brownstown, 13-0 lead for them in the first quarter. This thing is getting out of hand.
Yeah, 6:15 left here in the first quarter. Already Brownstown opening up to a 13-0 lead here. Kicking team back out to attempt the extra point here. Pete kicks it up, and that one is good. I think we're going to have a flag here.
Offsides on the defense. Well, it'd be nice to see if Brownstown, in order to approve this penalty or accept this penalty and set them up at a 1 yard line for a 2-point conversion, or decline it and take the 1 point.
Yeah, I think they're going to accept that and come back out here.
And with that being said, they're going to come back here for the 2-point conversion. And I have a scoring update from Mitchell. West Washington up 7-0 on Mitchell. No time declared here, but Senators lead early on Mitchell Blue Jackets.
They're saying they waved that one early. Peak coming back out here to kick again. Takes a snap, puts it down. Peak, it's up, and it's good.
Unreasonably, that re-kick there for Brownstown. Unless they want to get more reps for their kicker tonight. Said they could have had that easy 1 point down at the field goal of the kickoff units back on the field, but they decided to take another try at it.
I think they argued that they blew it dead, so that's why we were back out there. Eastern, nightmarish start so far. Got to get it going here with this offense.
Yes, they do. It make for wonders if they get that offense going. We see a lot of hanging heads and slouched walking from the Musketeers sideline as Dean is in the huddle with this team, looking to talk things over to try to figure out what they're going to do to stop this Brownstown offense.
Yeah, it all starts with the special teams here. Hopefully getting another return here from Garrett Drury. He's been excellent on the returns so far this year. Had a couple good ones last week. Hopefully getting it started here again.
He did. He had a great return, a couple returns last week, some good returns in the first week against West Washington, putting him up in great field position. He even almost had a return touchdown on kickoff last week, but got stunted on a shoestring tackle by the kicker on the 35-yard line. Drury is a good returner and a very promising player for the Musketeers as an asset for this team tonight.
Yeah, very sneaky athlete Garrett Drury is. As Brownstown's kicking teams back out here again, Peak getting ready to send it off again. Play is live again. Peak looking to send it deep. Kicks it. Drury's going to take it off a one hop. Gets to the 20, and he's going to be wrapped up right at the 20 there.
Not a bad return from Garrett Drury there, but it did set up. He should almost have let it bounce out of bounds. It looked like it was heading that way, but he decided to pick it up after one bounce while bobbling in his hand a little bit, but ended up recovering it and getting knocked down right at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if that one would have got quite out of bounds there, but good to get it back to the 20 there. Nice little one hopper from Garrett Drury there. Eastern, what do they got to get going here on this offensive drive?
They do. It'd be a great start for them to get in the end zone right now, as they already trail 14-0. It'd be a great time for them to get in the end zone and get this deficit a little less.
Yeah, Bannett back in the shotgun. Fakes, gives it to Jones, gets it right up the gut. Gonna get brought down right back at the line of scrimmage once again.
Not a bad run there to start the drive, but definitely not as favorable as they would like. Only getting about a half a yard to 1 yard on the play, bringing up a second down and long. Manageable, but for the how this Musketeer offense has been progressing this past few drives, does not seem promising.
Yeah, got to get it going on this play here. Hopefully get some more yardage to make themselves set up for a more favorable third down than they've been going for.
Braden Jones last week was very, very powerful against that defensive front from Crawford County. The story seems to be a little different tonight, as the power is just so completely different from that defensive front from Brownstown.
Yeah, Bannett back with Jones to his left, fakes the handoff, passes out wide to Drury. Drury gets it past the line of scrimmage. He's going to be wrapped up for about a 5-yard gain on the play.
What a great play as a second down play for the Musketeers. It might have brought up a third down, but it definitely opened up that passing game, maybe left over a few more lanes in this next play if they decide to run the ball.
Yeah, good little gain there for Eastern, setting themselves up on a favorable 3rd and 4 here with just over 5 minutes left to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, not a bad start to this drive for the Musketeers, as he's trying to motion Cody Bannett trying to motion his team around, get him set up for this third down play. Not allowing much room to Brownstown. Brownstown's not allowing much room for Musketeers to progress this ball right now.
Yeah, Eastern set up here. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Jones in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Jones. Bannett's scrambling for his life, and he's going to do all he can just to throw that one away.
Not a good idea of a play for Musketeers right there. As Bannett instantly, as he got the snap, rolled out right on that wheel out, and just failed on that complete run, letting a defensive back through the line real quickly for the Musketeers, allowing for a throwaway for Bannett, setting up a 4th down and another punt, 3 in a row for the Musketeers.
Yeah, another punt here for Eastern there. Brownstown blew that one up right away, had someone right in the backfield. Bannett running for his life. All he could do was just throw that one away. Bannett takes a snap, punts it deep. This one's better than the last. Brownstown catches at the 40, jukes out a man. He's getting up the sideline to the 50, and he's going to be wrapped down at the 52.
49-yard line.
49. I always find myself doing that.
You're okay. Not a bad punt from there from Cody Bannett. Him being a triple athlete, really, playing on the defensive end and punter and quarterback. Sitting that one really deep, a lot better than the last one. That snap was a little low, but still he made up for it. That long, strong leg to set him up a little back further than they were earlier, but still a great starting field position for Brownstown, the 49.5-yard line.
Yeah, Brownstown back out here in the power formation here. Got 4 in the backfield.
The same lineup like every last possession they've had.
Sheffer takes a low bobbled snap, and he's just going to fall down on that one there.
What seemed to be like a promising play for Brownstown really blew up in their face as the snap gets fumbled right as it hits his hands. He ends up, instead of trying to make a play out of it, just falls on it. Should play this ball, play it safe, losing about 6 yards on the play, putting them back at their own 47-yard line, it looks to be. Second down, Brownstown behind the chains.
Yeah, Micah Sheffer on a low snap there. He's a tall guy. That's got to be put up in his breadbasket a little bit more. Takes the snap, hands off to Garrison. Garrison gets up outside the line of scrimmage. He's going to be wrapped up big for Caleb King there.
Another loss on the play, setting up even further behind the chains. What a good defensive possession so far from Musketeers, pitting them back even deep, losing about 10 yards on this play, net loss of 10 yards from Brownstown, putting them at a long 3rd down for this 3rd down conversion, hopefully 3rd down 15.
Yeah, we got a 3rd and 15 here for Brownstown. Maybe going to have to be looking to make their second pass of the game here. Maybe some more motion out here. Brownstown back in the power. Sheffer takes the snap, looks to throw, tries to pass it out to Fritz, and that's gonna be no good on the play.
The Brownstown quarterback looked kind of like confused there as he was looking through his progressions, trying to find the right receiver. He turned around away from the snap, looking for the player before the ball even got to him. Ended up letting one fly a little to the left of the player, the intended receiver, incomplete, bring up a 4th down and long. 4th down and 15 to be exact for Brownstown, as they're going to have their first punt of the night.
Yeah, it's looking like they're
going to go for it. It looks like
they might go for it. Might just be a weird punt setup here.
It's to be a punt.
Just a weird punt setup. Some good old IHSA football.
Exact. To visualize
Sheffer
it.
Back to punt. Nice little punt there. Gonna be down to around, gonna end up landing on the 18.
What Beach was saying earlier was he was lining up in a weird position. They're saying little box formation like they're going to go for it. The quarterback, to visualize it for you guys, the quarterback ended up falling back to about the 37-yard line, ending up getting the long snap, sending it deep on a little pooch kick, putting the Musketeers back inside their own 20-yard line at the 19, ready to start their next drive of this game.
Yeah, not a bad punt there by any means. I mean, anytime you can down it inside the 20, you can be a little happy as a coach there. Good little punt. Great defensive possession there for Eastern to get their defense back on the sideline.
It only brings up more hope for those Musketeer offense as they head back onto the field, ready for this next drive.
Yeah, Bannett back in shotgun. Jones off in the sidecar. Motions Garrett Drury through. Hands off to Braden Jones. Braden Jones going to get up to the right side of the offensive line before being brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
A little bit of a counterattack there from the Musketeers as he fakes going left, ends up going back near side and taking the ball a little past the line of scrimmage, getting stopped in his tracks, ended up plowing a defender over, getting a little more yards on the play, bringing up a second down and about 8.5, 9 yards.
Yeah, a lot of these runs being swallowed up right outside that line of scrimmage. I mean, Eastern hopefully can be able to bust one off here soon.
It'd be nice to see if Bannett and Jones can get in the same mindset here and get one going for the Musketeers on this drive right now.
Yeah, Bannett back in the shotgun, looks to throw, scrambles out left, fakes the pass, jukes, get brought down for a sack behind the line of scrimmage there.
A bad play from Musketeers as he looked like he was about to pass the ball, but ended up not seeing a progressor down the field as the Brownstown Braves locked him up downfield. Ended up having to take it in his own hands and getting knocked down behind the chains for a big third down coming up for the Musketeers.
Yeah, going to be a 3rd and 14 here as we get ready. Just a little bit over 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
Not a bad start for this drive for the Musketeers. They got a few good yards on the start, but then lost them immediately after they got that one run by Braden Jones.
Yeah, Bannett back in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers out right. Drury to his left. Snaps it. Scrambles out right instantly. Looking for Caden Temple. That one's going to be just over Caden Temple's hands, thrown out of bounds.
Not a bad pass from Bannett there. There's a little wet on his hands there from Caden Temple. Slipping right through his right.
And we got a late flag on the play there. Eastern might be staying on the field here.
What do you think? Like a late hit or?
Looking like we might have had a shove. We have Engel from Brownstown throwing his hands up in the air. I don't think he liked it too much, but we're going to see what happens here.
That'd be a great momentum changer for the Musketeers as they get to stay on the field after giving the ball right back to Brownstown. Instead, we're going to have the ball a little further up the field for another first down for the Musketeers on this pending penalty.
Yeah, we're going to see what the call is here, where they get it marked here.
I can see it being – look like they're moving the ball backwards almost. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense was the official call from the referees. The ball will be moved up from the 10-yard line, or 20-yard line, up to the 35 for a first down for the Musketeers as that chime of first down celebration comes on for the Musketeers.
Yeah, Eastern getting it on the 31 here. New set of downs here. Getting this Eastern fan something to cheer for. Maybe catching a break there to keep this drive going, but we'll see what Eastern can do with it here as Bannett back in the shotgun. Jones off to his left. Looks to throw. Lets one deep for Caden Temple. That one's going to be over Caden Temple's head once again for an incompletion.
A little overthrow there from Bannett. Had the right idea, but ended up throwing it a little long. I think Temple anticipated that ball to fall a little sooner than it did, but instead flying over his head about 5 yards, setting the Musketeers up on a 2nd down and 10. Not bad play.
Yeah, maybe lucky it wasn't intercepted there. Overthrown towards the Brownstown defender. Maybe didn't get quite the read on it. Ends up being incomplete here for another 2nd and 10.
The Brownstown defender had nearly one hand on it, ready to take that ball into his chest and send that ball going the other way, getting the first turnover for the Musketeers today.
Yeah, we got a 2nd and 10 here, minute 36 to play. Bannett back in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw to Caden Temple, and that one's going to be incomplete once again.
Temple's having some problems catching the ball today. A little butter on his hands right now as he's trying to adapt to this tough defense from Brownstown. Really having some problems for the Musketeer offense with the passing game. The rushing game isn't terrible, isn't great. All surrounding this offense for the Musketeers is really struggling to start this game.
Yeah, 3 straight targets for Caden Temple, 3 straight incompletions here. Eastern going to have another 3rd and long here. Not setting themselves off favorably.
They shot themselves in the foot a little too much this possession, setting them up on a bad 3rd down right at 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and long for the Musketeers as this clock is stopped and ready to resume play.
Yeah, Eastern back out there. Resher and Garrett Drury out left. Bannett takes a snap. Targets Caden Temple again, and that one's going to be once again thrown right over his head.
The same target for Musketeers the past 3 plays. Really not setting him up for much success as Bannett keeps overthrowing his intended receiver. Temple trying all he can to get out there to that ball, getting up in the air for it, climbing the ladder even, but just cannot seem to get his hands on it. Musketeers have to punt the ball away again.
Yeah, a little too much juice on that one. Not going to be able to bring that one in. He'd have to be about 8 foot tall to be able to bring that one down.
He has to be the biggest man on earth to bring that one in without jumping at least.
Yeah, Bannett takes a snap again. Gets a good airy punt there. Tymeyer going to catch it on the 25 to the 30. Get it up to the 35, and he's going to be wrapped down again.
About a 40-yard punt, 5-yard return from the for Brownstown there as he's wrapped up at his own 37-yard line, setting them up on not bad field position. A good return there for them, but he had a good tackle for the Musketeers punt unit there, stopping a potentially long return for Brownstown.
Yeah, good punt there for Bannett. Flipping the field almost there. Brownstown going to set up shop on the 37 to start this next drive.
I can see Brownstown wanting to take a little slower approach here on this next drive, as it's only the first quarter, but they have a commanding lead already, 14-0. We could see them going at a little slower pace.
Yeah, Brownstown back out in the power formation here. 4 in the backfield. Hands up. Sheffer is going to keep that one. Going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage again.
I couldn't help but notice you had a hard time figuring out who had the ball. I don't think anybody knew. That whole formation right there really throws some trickery at everybody watching the game. Has no idea. I mean, that is the intention to throw some shade, but it was a great lineup for the Brownstown as they send the ball up the middle for a gain of about 1 yard.
Yeah, Brownstown sends out an almost new box out there every time.
It's like
going to go through their progressions every time.
Trying to figure out what angle they can get.
Yeah, Sheffer takes a snap again, a double handoff here to Kelly, and he's going to be up at past the 50-yard line, and that's going to be another first yard.
Another mismatch handoff there, lighting him up the middle, confusing the Musketeer defense and getting it up the middle, juking a few different defenders out of their shoes, and then lining them up in plus territory at the Musketeer 48-yard line. Great play from Brownstown there as they redeemed themselves on that 1 yard gain on the previous possession.
Yeah, Brownstown going to get into Eastern territory as there's 30 seconds left here in this first quarter. Sheffer back in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to throw. Complete. Oh, that's going to be an incompletion. Targeted on the play was Fritz.
Seemed to throw a little low there. He anticipated the receiver to be there before he actually was. Ended up throwing a little low to the outside, setting him up for an incomplete pass. Not a bad play to start, but ended very poorly for the Brownstown Braves. 2nd down coming up. 2nd down and 10 to be exact. Brownstown still at the 48-yard line, looking to put this one away on another touchdown.
Yeah, a little low pass there. Didn't really give his receiver a chance there. Going to see what Brownstown does on the 2nd and 10. Sheffer takes a snap, hands off to Killy. Killy gets up to the sideline. He's going to have another first down as he gets down to the 25, might have stepped out around the 25-yard line.
What a great play by Brownstown there. If it was not for that Musketeer secondary and those deep defenders, that he would have been to the house. It would have been a house call immediately. Not a bad run from Brownstown there, about 20 yards on almost 30 yards on that run, setting up inside the red zone. Now, excuse me, they marked him out. They marked him out well before he actually got stopped running. He got tackled. He stepped out at the 24-yard line. It looked to be, and he marked down first down Brownstown.
Yeah, great play there for Brownstown, continuing this barrage of offense here. The train keeps moving for him. Sheffer hands off to Garrison. Garrison gets up the sideline for about a gain of 5.
The same thing he keeps saying over and over, that box formation from Brownstown. He keeps handing it off to different receivers, different intended players every time, confusing that Musketeer secondary and that 5 front, getting him more and more yards as he gets 5 there. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Brownstown leads it here in Pekin, 14-0. We're going to take a short break.
Party time is rolling on at McDonald's in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. Hosted birthday parties are continuing to gain in popularity. McDonald's birthday parties include goodie bags for each guest, a gift for the birthday child, meals with the choice of cheeseburger, hamburger, or nuggets, along with fries, choice of drink for each guest, a birthday cake, and ice cream. Now the Play Place is closed for an inclusive 2-hour private party. That's right, the Play Place closes down for the 2-hour event. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your party for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. Renee and her staff will set everything up, take care of all the serving and work during the party, and take care of all the cleanup. All this for a party of up to 10 kids for $130. And it's just $5 for additional children. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule.
Bring you a few scoring updates before we start the second quarter. West Washington has taken a 13-0 lead over Mitchell Blue Jackets in Mitchell. That first touchdown for West Washington there earlier was a pick six by Grayson McCoy, a huge player for West Washington, that first game win against the Musketeers.
Yeah, we bring you back here in Pekin. Brownstown driving here. Shefford takes the snap, hands off to Garrison, gets another handoff there, and that's going to be right up the gut for another Brownstown Central first down.
Like we said before, another box lineup there, Brownstown. Doesn't seem like they're going to change it anytime soon, as he hands it off to the same player he has the past 3 times. Getting another big yards for Brownstown there, as the Musketeers can't seem to stop them as they're back on their heels retreating, allowing those yards to be given up.
Yeah, originally handed off to, I believe, Garrison, and then handed off once again to Hutchinson on the play for another first down here for Brownstown, as they have it down on their 9. Shefford takes the snap. Not even Shefford, direct snap there. Brownstown going to be brought down on the 4.
Not a bad play from Brownstown there. Lining him up pretty good. A direct snap did not work very well, as the Musketeers were able to read that as soon as it happened, bringing up a second down and manageable and goal for Brownstown here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, Brownstown down on the 3 here, looking to build this lead up to 21 here.
Brownstown with a good ensuing drive here. As the second quarter just gets underway, they're looking to put this one away before the half.
Garrison takes it from the quarterback, gets up the field. He's going to be brought in for a touchdown there on that play. Brownstown takes a 20-0 lead here.
For what it looked like, he got stopped at the 1-yard line, but he must have been able to stretch that ball out on that outside run from Brownstown's halfback on the play, setting him up for a big touchdown, making this lead expanded a little bit more to 20-0 in favor of Brownstown.
Yeah, Peak out here having an early day here, coming out to kick his 3rd PAT.
I bet they're really excited about that. I'm sure they'd rather him kick PATs than 3-point field goals from further distances.
Peak back to kick this next one. Snap is up, ball is placed down, it's up, and that one's good again. 3 for 3 on the day.
Good start for Brownstown in all cylinders, being able to stop the Musketeers on any aspects of the ball. And then returning the favor by getting their own touchdowns, making this lead even further out, 21-0, as we have 10:51 left in the first half. A quick start, a great start for Brownstown in the start of this game.
Yeah, this is an Eastern defense who had 3 interceptions last week. It's not looking like they're even going to have a chance to get an interception of how often Brownstown's passing here tonight. Got to be able to get this stop to these tricky handoffs sooner rather than later.
We're looking to see maybe at halftime for Coach Dean to draw it up on the whiteboard, make a few quick adjustments to hopefully get Musketeers back in this game to see, because that formation, they can't seem to figure it out at any time during these ensuing drives they have. I'm not sure if they're not watching the ball or watching who's taking the snap, but they are not getting any progress on that defensive front for the Musketeers.
I mean, you've heard how much trouble we have had up in the press box being able to analyze who is even taking these snaps. Can only imagine how difficult it is to be able to read 1, 2, possibly maybe even 3 handoffs out of this Brownstown offense.
There's almost like not even a defense I can cover. I'm sure there's one defense out there, but the Musketeers have yet to figure it out. Let's hope they can figure it out this next possession after the Musketeers are ready to return this one.
Yep. Peak back out here to kick off. Sends it deep. Drury going to catch that one at the 5, at the 8. Gets it past the 30. Gets up to the 40. Stiff arms one at the 45. Gets up to the 50. Back to the 45, and he's going to be wrapped up at his own 40.
That is the momentum that the Musketeers are wanting to gain right now as the second quarter starts. That was a great return as we have a player down at the reception area. But Garrett Drury really took that one into his own hands. He started on the right side of the field near the Brownstown sideline, ended up bringing the ball all the way back to his own sideline, getting past a few tackles, breaking a few, stiff-arming a couple, keeping his legs churning, getting across the 50. Almost thought he's got stopped there, but no, his legs kept on moving down to the 40-yard line. Great starting field position for the Musketeers on this first down play.
That's Connor Gilstrap coming off the play a little bit shaken up there. Going to have a new center in for the Musketeers.
That's unfortunate to see that he is hurt. Let's hope he's okay and get back in this game as soon as he can.
Yeah, Eastern, hopefully with great field position, they're going to have to get themselves some points on the board here. Bannett back in the shotgun, motions Drury through, shovels out to Drury. Drury analyzing his options, cuts upfield, and then he's going to be wrapped up on the 35 for about a gain of 5.
For so far, not a bad answer to that Brownstown touchdown, as Musketeers are just keep turning their legs and driving the ball even further down the hill, defending the hill so far, driving the ball down the field, setting up a second down and short right here. As you mentioned earlier, Connor Cleek walking up
Connor
the field.
Gilstrap.
Connor Gilstrap. I always said you said Connor Cleek because rumor was that Connor Cleek quit the team this past week.
That's some news.
That is something. That's why I was thinking about that. I was like, well, rumor was that he quit the team this past week on a dispute that they had. I thought they had solved their problems maybe.
Cody Bannett back in the shotgun. 3 receivers out to his right. Tosses out to Braden Jones. Braden Jones looking to make one miss, gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Seems like Brownstown was just kind of like targeting Braden Jones there as he keeps getting stuffed before he gets any yardage on the plays. Previously, you saw that run earlier that ended up working for the Musketeers. It was not Braden Jones running the ball. It seems like every time Braden runs the ball, he's always getting stuffed before he even has a chance to get anywhere because their eyes are always on him, ready to bring him down. They read their scouting report. They watch film. They're ready. They were ready for this game today.
Yeah, the power run worked phenomenally for Eastern last week. We mentioned Braden Jones, 150 yards last week, 2 touchdowns, 1 being called back. Could have had 3 on the day. Looking to get himself going here with 9:16 left in the second quarter. Bannett takes a snap, looks to throw, and that's going to be right over Christian Rescher's head once again.
Not a bad play from the Musketeers. Just a little high on the pass. Christian Rescher isn't 7'5". He couldn't have caught that ball if he wanted to. It almost looked like they were going to fly into the defender's hand, setting the Brownstown up for another possession in the second quarter, looking to put more points on the board. But no, it went incomplete. Musketeers got a break there, and they're back on the field.
Yeah, the Musketeers having some issues here. Calibrating their passes here. Gonna have to convert here on 4th down. What looked to be a promising drive already coming here to an early 4th down.
It sure has, and it really, really has been. It became a star-studded possession for the Musketeers, as they thought they were going to do so well, and they got their confidence in their head, and they ended up getting stopped quickly.
Yeah, we got another timeout here for Eastern, looking to drop this 4th down conversion here. Could be a huge turning point here for the Musketeers.
It really could, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after this timeout.
Mission In-Home Healthcare is now hiring full or part-time RNs. Flexible schedules are available with competitive pay. Benefits for full-time. No nights or weekends. Stop by the office at 1600 South State Road 135 in Salem or call today, 812-586-0436. A great way to start a new career with Mission In-Home Healthcare.
Bring on the garlic. Get ready for another epic event this summer with Papa John's new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza. This is the 3rd version of Papa John's Stuffed Crust Pizza. First, there was the regular cheese stuffed crust, and then they added pepperoni into the crust. Now, this pizza has garlic in 3 places: in the crust, on the crust.
Yeah, we welcome you back here for a 4th and 5 here for the Eastern Musketeers. 9:10 to play here in the second quarter, looking to get the conversion here.
Like we mentioned before the break, we thought to be a good drive. Musketeers were moving very good, but ended up getting stopped on a few plays and sending them 4th down.
Bannett takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Jones, looks to pass, and that's going to be an incompletion. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Look, the ball was tipped at the line, seeing that ball into the turf, setting them up for a failed conversion, for turnover on downs for the Musketeers. 1st down, Brownstown at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, you can tell already just in his first year of the program, Caden Temple already a favorite target for Cody Bannett as he's been continuing to go back with him. Hasn't quite been able to get it delivered in there tonight.
4 of his past 5 throws have been to Caden Temple, and they just seem not to be able to complete them. They're not on the same page. There's some miscommunication coming from Bannett to Caden Temple as the ball just seems to be flying over or underthrown to Temple, leading to miscompletions.
Yeah, Brownstown back out on offense. Sheffer takes the snap, looks to throw, completes it to Fritz at about the 40, brought down for about a gain of 5.
The Brownstown quarterback was able to drop back in the pocket very easily there. He had a few seconds to look through his progressions, ending up finding a curl route for a 5-yard gain as Brownstown looking to move a little quickly here as the ball's placed and they're ready up on the line.
Yeah, Brownstown here, 8:40 left in this second quarter. Ball on the 41. We're going to have a 2nd and 5 here.
A quick drive starting for Brownstown as they're getting going very well. The same box lineup comes into play in this ensuing drive.
Sheffer takes the snap, hands off to Garrison. Garrison up the gut, tries to bounce outside. He's going to be wrapped up early on the play. That one's going to be blown dead.
Good play, but defensive play from the Musketeers there as he came out of nowhere, shot out of a cannon, ready to hit them in the backfield. But he ended up getting a forward progression about 1.5 yards, but ended up seeming like he was trotting backwards after the hit about 4 or 5 yards, bringing up a 3rd down and medium for Brownstown.
Yeah, Garrett Drury blew that one up early. A good start, a good bounce back there for Eastern, setting up a 3rd and 5 here for Brownstown.
Let's see what Eastern can do on this 3rd down play, looking to get off the field again, stopping the Brownstown Braves.
Yep. Sheffer takes the snap, looks to throw, steps up, delivers. That one's going to be completed down the field, and that's going to be another Brownstown Brave touchdown. Garrison, his first receiving touchdown of the night.
We haven't saw that all night from Brownstown. That quarterback looked a little hesitant on passes previously to this one, but instead the Musketeer thought he was going to hand it off because that's what he's been doing the whole possession. But instead he faked him on that play action pass, sitting it deep, long bomb, touchdown Brownstown as they open this gap even more to 27-0.
Yeah, I mean, he delivered a strike there over the top, put it right where it needed to be, and Brownstown going to extend this lead to 27-0 with the PAT here.
Put some real sauce on that ball, leading his receiver perfectly, allowing him to catch it in stride. Easy run to the house, green grass right in front of him.
Yep. Branneman takes the snap, puts it down, peek, puts it up, and it's good there. 4 for 4 on PATs as Brownstown takes a lead 28-0 here with 7:41 remaining in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, I'm Dylan Beach alongside Eli Guthrie as Brownstown is taking a big early lead here on the Eastern Musketeers.
The Musketeers seem to be shooting themselves in the foot on defense and offense as Brownstown just keeps pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Doesn't seem show any sign of wanting to slow down in this first half, opening up a 28-0 lead. Really, really keeping that Musketeer offense and defense on their heels as they're successful on both ends of the ball.
Yeah, could have been huge there. Eastern looking like they were gaining a little bit of momentum. Garrett Drury got into the backfield, wrapped them up for a minimal gain, and then the turnaround play, a deep bomb for Brownstown to extend this lead to 28.
I don't know if you noticed it, but I did. It looked like the cornerbacks for Musketeers got a little confused of which way the receiver's going to go. It looked like it did an in and out route there. It ended up getting away from the receivers, making them almost run into each other, leaving him wide open. Because I know about a few yard steps before, he was covered completely up in double coverage. The quarterback was able to find him on an excellent play from Brownstown, setting him up with a long passing touchdown. What a great one to see tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a step behind there for Eastern. Couldn't quite make a play on that ball, and Garrison ran into the end zone pretty much unscathed.
He could have walked into the end zone, it looked like, because they were so far behind after that little step up they had on the reception.
Peak back to kick again. Sends it deep. A little bit of a wobbler here. Going to be caught at the 25 for Eastern. Sidesteps, and he's going to be wrapped up at about the 29.
Not a very good kick there from Brownstown, but it's still a good way to get down the field. It was in more of like a kick in the air a little bit to make sure their kicking unit got down to the field ready to stop that return after what happened last time with Garrett Drury taking the one down the field to the 40-yard line on what we thought was going to be a great drive. It had started so well, but they ended up getting stopped short and then it turned the ball over on downs.
Yeah, a little bit of a squib kick there to Connor Cleek. Going to have the ball placed here on the 29 for Eastern. Not the worst field position here. Eastern, like we've mentioned, has got to get going here before this one gets ugly. We gave the key to the game that Brownstown has to put this one away early, and so far they're delivering tonight.
And we also gave the key that Musketeers need to be able to adapt to pressure, handle the pressure, and make sure they do not get themselves psyched out too early in order to keep this game in a hopefully manageable position for Musketeers now as they're ready to start their next drive looking to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, Bennett out here. 2 wide receivers off to his left. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Jones, scrambles up the middle, tries to stiff arm one. He's going to be brought up right behind the line of scrimmage.
To visualize it for you guys, he kind of took the ball, fell back into the pocket, looking around. It looked like he was going to pass the ball, but instead he moved into a draw position and took the ball in his own hands and ran down the field. The defensive back read that like a book and hit him in his steps, took him down after a minimal gain.
Yeah, Eastern going to have a 2nd and 11 here with just a hair over 7 minutes to play here in this first half. Bennett recollecting his guys into the huddle here. Maybe some confusion, just 10 seconds left on this play clock. Musketeers hurrying back out here. Bennett in the shotgun. Jones with him in the left. Bennett receives the offering, looks to throw, pump fakes, gets one deep. Caden Temple, all he could do there was get a hand on it. Going to be an incompletion there for Eastern.
They almost connected, but Bennett was under a lot of pressure during that pass. He was able to let one fly anyway, putting a lot of sauce on it, a lot of power under the ball, a lot of air. Getting to Caden Temple. Temple's in his own stride, but is not quite quick enough for the ball as he was overthrown again, making that 0-5 for Cody Bennett to Caden Temple tonight.
Yeah, the collective sigh there from the Eastern faithful, thinking they had a big gain there, ends up coming back here for a 3rd and 11. 3rd and long here for Eastern.
Kind of scratching their heads. Bennett is looking what he did wrong in that last play, overthrowing them a little too much, but it doesn't seem that they're going to be in much trouble now, as it looks like they're taking their 3rd and final timeout of the half. We will be back after this short message from our sponsors.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
And we welcome you back here once again on WSLM. We got a game here tonight. Brownstown 28, Eastern nothing. Eastern ball on their 28, 3rd and 11. Just under 7 minutes to play in this first half.
Not a bad drive starting from the Musketeers. They got a few good yards to start, but now that's that long bomb intended for Caden Temple. They got really stopped up in their tracks, and now they're looking confused, ready to start this 3rd down play.
Bennett and shotgun. Takes the offering, motions Christian Rusher outright. Looks to throw, gets one over the top, and that one's going to be another incompletion here for the Musketeers.
A little wobbly pass from Cody Bennett there, as his intended receiver looked to be
Brody Temple.
Brody Temple, intended receiver on the play. It looked to be a good pass, but it seemed, I don't know if it got tipped at the line, but it ended up turning into a duck. Almost intercepted. It almost probably should have been intercepted, as the defensive back was there ready to take it the other way.
Yeah, a little bit of a wobbly spiral there. Almost getting connected there with Brody Temple. Eastern is having a little bit of problems with the passing game tonight as Cody Bennett takes the field to punt again. Punts it deep. Going to take a nice little bounce here for the Musketeers. Tymeyer takes it at the 35. He gets it up to the 50 before being wrapped up out of bounds, and that's going to be a late hit on the Musketeers.
What a bad defensive play from the Musketeers. Hitting him out of bounds after he had given himself up at the 48-yard line. Instead of being in good territory, they're going to be even better territory at about the 36-yard line, ready to start this next drive for Brownstown, looking to put another score on the board.
Yeah, didn't look like Brownstown was going to do anything with that. Tymeyer collects it, busts it up the sideline, gets it to about the 48 before the late hit penalty.
Yeah, it was not a bad punt from Cody Bennett. Had a nice Musketeer bounce to it, but they ended up again shooting themselves in the foot, allowing a nice return, and then another late hit penalty from Musketeers, setting up even better. Oh, change of pace there. It was actually a legal block in the back. It looked like they signaled from Brownstown.
I think we might be having offsetting penalties.
Might have offset penalties. Not sure the rules and the IHSAA on penalties from both sides. They are both 15-yard penalties, so it might be offsetting here.
Yeah, it's looking like we're going to be set up here on the 48 here for Brownstown.
What a break caught there from Musketeers. If they wouldn't have just hit the guy out of bounds, they would have set Brownstown back at inside their own 40-yard line. But instead, we're going to stay neutral in about the 48 with the return initiated.
Not even be offsetting penalties here. Just the block in the back. I thought I had seen a late hit there. Brownstown. Never mind. Offsetting penalties. I don't know why they're walking these.
The refs cannot figure it out.
But think Eastern's going to have a greater penalty there as Brownstown's going to set up here just about the 44.
A lot of confusion there on both ends of the ball, trying to figure out what they're going to do. The referees seemed like they didn't know what to do in that play after it was 2 penalties on both ends of the ball and a legal block in the back and unnecessary roughness from the Musketeers. We just didn't know what they were going to happen.
Yeah, I think the block in the back, just a 10-yard penalty, and then the unnecessary roughness, 15-yard penalty.
Which ended up trumping it and putting them a little further, 5 yards up. Looks to be that way at the 43-yard line rather than the 48.
Yeah, Brownstown opening up this drive, very favorable field position here, Eli.
Yes, they are, and it's a great start for them. As the second quarter is winding down here, as the sun gets ready to flow below the horizon on this here in Pekin, and Brownstown looking to put another score on the board, breaking this lead, hopefully up to 35-0 in their hopes.
Brownstown back out on the field. Shefford takes a snap, fakes a throw, steps up, airs one out deep. Fritz is going to catch it, and that's going to be another Brownstown touchdown.
Like we had just talked about, like I said, Brownstown was looking to put another score on the board to make sure this first half was well worth it, and they ended up doing so with another long pass. The Musketeers could not figure it out on that play.
Yeah, that was poetry right
in
there.
Motion.
That was great offense there on one play touchdown scoring drive there for Brownstown as they open this lead up to a 34-0 with 6:19 left to play in this first half.
Yeah, what a great play there from the quarterback. He's starting to figure out his passing game a little bit, opening up their playbook, letting his arm get loose a little bit as he lets one fly deep, a lot of air underneath it, left him a little short, but he still caught it and was able to beat the defender into the end zone.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Brownstown.
Peak back out here to kick. Hilly with the hold. It's up, and that one's good again. Perfect on kicks here still tonight as Brownstown Central leads the Eastern Musketeers 35-0.
Ooh, man, what a first half for Brownstown. And we can even say the same thing for the Musketeers. What a first half for the Musketeers. They're giving up a lot of negatively giving up a lot of plays for Brownstown as they're down big margin here. As we're approaching the first half ending 35-0. What do you think Eastern can do in the second half to hopefully turn this game around?
Yeah, I mean, got to be able to get it. It has to start with the offense. They've had some drives where they've looked like they could get off the field on defense just to come back on offense to give it right back to Brownstown. They had the good return from Drury. They've just got to be able to start converting.
They've had a few stops they stopped the Brownstown Braves a few times on offense, but it seems like when they get in their own head, they ended up stopping themselves and letting Brownstown get huge plays up one at a time, huge chunk of yardage each play, putting them in the end zone once again on one play this time only.
Yeah, Brownstown definitely showing their prowess tonight on why they are one of the premier Mid-Southern Conference teams. Like we mentioned, winning last week versus Charlestown, 2-0 on the season, looking to go to 3-0 now. Peak sends another one deep. Drury's going to field it at the 15. Gets it outside. Tries to cut it up the middle. Gets up the middle. Gets to about the 35. Brought down at the 40. Another good return for Garrett Drury.
He's shown a lot of promise tonight with his returns. He's getting them out big chunks of yardage at a time. The kick's going a little far, quite a distance. Him back outside the 30-yard line. He lowered his head on that tackle there, ended up breaking the tackle, getting a few more yards on the play, setting him up at the 40-yard line. Another great start fielding position for the Musketeers.
Yeah, Drury slanted up towards the left side of the field, cuts it up the middle, starts the contact about the 35, ends up getting wrapped up around the 40, kept his legs turning there.
In the midst of this play, I have a scoring update. Salem is up 15-0 over Scottsburg, and Senators move it to a 28-0 lead over Mitchell in those games tonight.
Yeah, rest of Washington County taking care of business as Bandits back here in the shotgun. Two running backs in the backfield, hands it to Braden Jones, and he's going to be,
Nathan
McBride on the play. Fake the handoff to Jones. Once again, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Trying to match that Brownstown little play there, faking the handoff one way and going the other way. But it didn't seem to work this time as Nathan McBride looked he's going to have a few good yards in the play, but ended up getting stopped in his tracks, laid down at the 41-yard line. Big defensive play from Brownstown there.
Eastern had some success with those fake handoffs last week versus Crawford County. Busted out a few ones deep as McBride comes off the field, opting back in for this 3 wide receiver set. Bannett in the shotgun, Jones in the sidecar. Resher goes through in motion, hands it off to Braden Jones, gets up the gut, and that's going to be a nice little gain of about 4 on the play.
That might have been the best run tonight from Braden Jones, as he was able to break a lot more tackles that play than previous runs he's had. Getting up to about 5 yards, bring up a third down, yes, but a lot more manageable one than it would have been if he got stopped at the line again.
Yeah, Braden Jones getting up the middle for about the first time, breaking through that line. We mentioned earlier how Eastern has to be able to win in the trenches, and it just quite hasn't happened yet. Maybe a little bit of a turning point as about 5 minutes left in this first half. Bannett back with Jones, takes the offering, fakes the handoff, tries to scramble out, gets up, and he's going to be wrapped up instantly. Brownstown sending continuous pressure through that offensive line.
Yeah, Bennett seems to be under a lot of pressure every time he drops back to throw the ball. There's never a dull moment on that defensive front from Brownstown. They're always in the backfield, ready to stump those passing plays from the Musketeers. Is giving up little to nothing on those as he keeps overthrowing his receivers, but he's not going to get throw off that time. Stopped in the backfield, bringing up another 4th down for the Musketeers.
Yeah, great pressure from that Brownstown front. I mean, we mentioned it earlier, bringing back all MSC talent on their offensive and defensive front, and it's showing tonight. Bannett back to punt again, and that's going to be a wobbler. Taking a nice bounce for the Musketeers, though, as it's going to bounce out at the 31.
After this punt, we need to bring to attention that the IHSAA mercy rule has now been brought into play in the first half of this game, as it's 35-0 for the Brownstown Braves. That rule will now be in place for the rest of the game.
Second half, Eli. That's a second half thing. Clock doesn't run until the second half.
Oh, wow. They're going to
correction on the rule book there. Not going to run until the second half.
Okay.
Yeah, Brownstown setting up shop on their own 30, on their own 32 here. Brownstown, Eastern's got to get a stop here, Eli. What are some keys here for the Musketeers?
To hold on to pressure and stop the pressure coming into the back or getting into the backfield of Brownstown, giving pressure on that quarterback as they've allowed 2 long bombs from the quarterback.
Direct snap there to Tymeyer, and he's going to be wrapped up right away for about a gain of 1 on the play.
Looks like the Musketeers are starting to figure out that box set from Brownstown. As they stopped them maybe of a 2-yard gain for Brownstown. Starting to figure out a little bit as they hit them good. Ready to set the second down play up.
Got Brownstown lining up with almost a 2-quarterback set at times. 1 quarterback back deep and then another up in front. Sheffer is the listed quarterback. But, I mean, they direct snap it to all sorts of different guys here in this offense. Sheffer's back in the shotgun. He takes a snap, tries to hand it off to Garrison, and he's going to be blown up big here for the Musketeers.
A good defensive stop there from the Musketeers. Looks like they came out with a lot more motivation this drive right here as they stopped for almost a loss. They stopped the loss this last play. A gain of 1 on the play before that, but now it is a great setup and 3rd down and long as the Musketeers are looking to get off the field and get back on the field before the second quarter expires.
Yeah, going to have a 3rd down and 7 with just 3 minutes to play here in this first half. A little bit of a bobbled handoff there from Sheffer to Garrison led to Eastern really getting some pressure through there and blowing that one up. Brownstown back in their box. Sheffer takes the snap, gets the handoff to Garrison this time, gets up the sideline to the 40. He's going to be steps out of bounds right past the first down marker, but we do have some laundry on the field.
It was a good play for Brownstown there. He's breaking a few tackles, maybe to get past everybody, able to break some ankles and get around down the sideline on the near side. As there's some clapping coming from the home section, looking to be a penalty on Brownstown, setting him back even further on another 3rd down repeat.
Yeah, that's going to be a penalty that's going to be a flag on the Braves there. Some crowd clapping there, giving us an early little hint. We're going to have holding on the offense on that play.
It almost looked more than evident, though, because how quickly he got outside and was able to get through tackles and get that 1st down conversion.
Yeah, Brownstown going right back to that same play. Brownstown is not afraid to keep running the same stuff over and over if it's going to work. They bobbled the handoff on the first one. That one got a more favorable handoff as we have a 3rd down and 11 here for Brownstown. Sheffer takes a snap, drops back. He's got pressure, gets it to his screen man. Busts it up the sideline, gets to about the 40. He's going to be brought up down short of the 1st down.
That screenplay looked promising, but they did get a hand on him, though. The defense got a hand on him as he caught the ball on the screenplay. Another good defensive play from the Musketeers. They're able to hold them to a 4th down and short. We'll be lucky be hoping to see a punt or maybe even looking to be a conversion here as they're up by so much already. What do they have to lose?
Yeah, Sheffer set up that screen extremely well, dumped it off to his tight end, Grayson Cassidy. Not able to get that first down as he got a 4th down and 2nd here. We're going to see what Brownstown's cooking up on this 4th down. Sheffer dropping back into punt here.
He did it again. He faked us.
Sheffer takes the snap, and we got some whistles on the play.
Looks to be a delay at game. The referee on the far side is it signaling? Yes, delay a game on the offense, setting it back 5 more yards, just hoping to get that punt a little further now for Brownstown.
Yeah, that's going to be a blessing there for Eastern. Garrett Drury now allowing himself to be able to set up for this punt here. 4th down and 7 here. We're surely going to see Sheffer drop back down into his punt again. Don't see them going for it on this one.
I don't either. Now that's 4th down and 7, there's less likely of a chance to go for it as he'll probably do the same position he did before, ending up falling back to punt this one away.
He's dropping back once again. Garrett Drury heading on back to his punt position here, hopefully getting to get another return. Sheffer sends it deep. That one's going to bounce at the 30 and take a very favorable Brownstown roll down to about the 17.
What a great punt there from Brownstown with very little chance for a return from the Musketeers as Garrett Drury just stayed in his footing, waiting for that ball to bounce out of bounds. Like you said, a very favorable Brownstown Central Braves roll down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, low punt there, but once again, taking a good bounce for Brownstown as we are just under 2 minutes left in this first half. Brownstown Central leads 35-0 over the Eastern Musketeers if you were just joining us.
We saw a lot of good things from Brownstown this first half, able to open up a 35-0 lead. Musketeers had some promising moments, some good plays, but they aren't able to capitalize in the long run, getting first downs here and there off of penalties and other good plays, but it cannot seem to get down the field into the end zone when it counts the most.
Yeah, we're going to see if Eastern can run the 2-minute drill here, maybe to get some momentum going into that locker room. Bannett back out. He has 3 wide receivers off to the right, Jones in the sidecar. Bannett takes the offering, fakes the handoff to Jones, looks to pass, completes it to Temple. Temple gets it up for about a gain of 5 up that right side.
Bannett was absolutely laid out on that pass right there. He was about ready to throw the ball. He saw the defender coming, lets one fly to Caden Temple. He ends up completing it to him for the first reception for Temple tonight. Got a few yards on the play, about 7 of them. Bring up a 6 of them, Bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Musketeers as this drive starts off very well.
Yeah, good little screen play there for Eastern as they have trips off to the left here of Drury, McBride, and Temple. Bannett back in the shotgun with Jones off to his right. Bannett, minute 15 to go, hoping to lead his team down the field. Takes the snap, hands off to Braden Jones, lays his head down, busts outside, gets up the right sideline to the 40, and he's wrapped up right at the 40 for an Eastern first down.
Great run for Braden, trumping his last good one. He brings up another great play, a spin move in the middle of the secondary, middle of the Brownstown secondary, getting him outside, cutting it outside for a good run for the Musketeers there, setting up an even better territory than they were for another first down on this drive.
And my favorite thing to say about Braden Jones is he's always running like he is angry at the ground underneath of him, churning that one out for his best gain of the night. Huge play there for Eastern as we have about 50 seconds here. No timeouts left for Eastern on their 40. Bannett takes it in the shotgun, tosses it out, and his man's not looking. And we're going to have an incompletion on the play.
Looks like a lot of miscommunication there from the Musketeer offense as Bannett just drops back, looking to pitch the ball over to his halfback, and the halfback just wasn't looking. Braden Jones was not looking back at the ball. Like last week, he was looking back at the line, signing him for a touchdown. He was not going to do that there. As the ball falls incomplete, very questionable though. Looked like it was a backwards pass. Could have been a fumble, arguably.
Yeah, it may not be raining physically here tonight, but it certainly is pouring for Eastern right now. Not getting anything to go, but maybe a blessing here, getting that clock stopped with 40 to go. Bannett takes the snap, looks to throw, scrambles out right, airs one out deep for Caden Temple. Caden Temple's going to bring one in.
What a reception from Caden Temple on that play. Bannett rolling out to the far side, lets one fly, almost cross body. Looks like he's ready to turn around back the other way. Temple able to get away from his defender and climb the ladder up there to receive that ball. Falls down and Music catches it, bring up a huge play for the Musketeers.
But hold our horses here. We got a flag on the play, and that one is going to come back, it seems.
Oh, man. What a break for Brownstown, but what a mishap for the Musketeers. setting them up for even worse position now with 32 seconds to go.
Yeah, that one was hope. That was starting to look like Eastern had some momentum there. A huge play on the game. A huge gain on that play,
Yeah,
Eli.
great
Pardon
gain.
me there.
But it seemed like there was opening the playbook a little bit there, allowing their passing game to get going quite a bit more, but their own negligence and mishap brings them back behind their own line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back to right about where they started this drive at. Got a 2nd and 20. Would be miraculous for Eastern to be able to convert here. Bennett takes the snap again, steps back to throw, looks, gets Garrett Drury, and Garrett Drury falls down there. That's going to be an incompletion.
Look, what to be a good pass coming to the outside and out route ran by Garrett Drury. His defender was about 3 or 4 yards back away from him even more as Bennett let the ball fly, but he just went right through his hands as he was trying to run before he actually caught the ball. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, Garrett Drury looked like he reeled that one in. Starts turning upfield, falls down, drops it. Fortunate that he hadn't made a play and made a fumble on that one, but Eastern with 23 seconds left in this first half. Bennett takes a snap, fake, hands off to Braden Jones here, and that one's going to be right back to the line of scrimmage.
That might have been just the kneel down they didn't do for this end of this first half. As that clock is going and the Musketeers are looking to trot back to their locker room.
Yeah, Eastern just going to take this one back to the locker room. Such an unfortunate mistake there for Eastern. Had the big play, a penalty negates it. Eastern's going to be taking this one into the locker room down 35 at home. Brownstown Central leads at the half, 35-0 on the road.
Yeah, we saw a lot of promising things from both sides of the ball. Whether the Musketeers have scored or not, it's still 35-0. We had a solid good first half from Brownstown. As we're going to take a break, and we'll be back for Commissioner's Corner when we return.
Hey, Janie. You know what one of my favorite things about high school sports is? Seeing young fans in the stands cheering on their community.
I love watching elementary-age kids wearing their team's colors, holding up homemade signs, faces painted, just full of hopes and dreams. I'm Janie Ulmer.
And I'm Brian Lewis. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. We're also both former student athletes who were once those young fans in the stands, dreaming about wearing a jersey for our high school one day.
When you support high school sports, you protect the next generation's dream of representing their high school with pride.
And you ensure the invaluable learning experience of education-based athletics is available for years to come.
So buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events, because it doesn't just support today's student athletes.
It supports tomorrow's too.
This is investing in your community. This is protecting their dream. This is your IHSAA.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, traveling this week, you got a meeting with your colleagues around the country and state associations, kind of a yearly gathering. I'm curious as what some of the hot topics, big agenda items are for this meeting.
First of all, it's great to get out and spend a little time with my colleagues here in the Midwest and learn from them.
Right.
You know, there's not a lot of us that do this work, and you know they do phenomenal work in their states, and hopefully I can learn a few things and maybe change what we do a little bit, adjust, or maybe something new. But you know, I think it always comes down to athletic eligibility issues. Every state has they still have rules in the Midwest that eligibility for participation has to be met, whether it's academic or transfer or behavioral, and we talk about those things. The other one is a big topic is always student safety, student athlete safety. You know, we're talking about AEDs right now, and I just stepped out and that was the topic on the table. And how can we further the training of our coaches with, we've had some high profile student athletes and athletes with Damar Hamlin and others. And so how can we further that training to make sure we have more people that are trained in resuscitation, cardiac resuscitation, but also when schools need AEDs, how can we put funding together? How can we support schools and to make sure that their schools are equipped to safely handle a medical emergency of a student athlete? And so that's a big topic. And then, how schools celebrate state championships, how different states are going to do that, and how you class sports. And, it's just a menagerie of things. And we have 11 states with us here today, and they'll be making presentations on what they think is working well in the state. So it's really just a phenomenal opportunity to learn.
It's kind of an interesting way of looking at it too, in a sense that your jobs as state associations is to help facilitate the rules that member institutions have instituted. And in the background is obviously this is competition, and when there's competition, people want to win. And in some sense, you're all the defenders of fair play. That's what your jobs really boil down to, is to make competition safe and fair and educational.
People sometimes, if it doesn't go a certain way, or somebody says, well, you just need to put your rules away and don't even worry about that now. And, and I hear that all the time. And, Coach, what's interesting to me is we have an education-based athletic model where it really is designed for every student athlete. But we're always asked to change what we do for a non-education based entity or something like that. And that's just kind of baffling to me. This thing has to be protected so much because it's so important for every kid to grow and develop. But yet we want to throw rules that are meant to promote that away just so one or two or three or a dozen student athletes can have what they want all the way around. We get criticized for that occasionally, and I understand the criticism, but, we're focused on all student athletes.
We're in fall sports now, Commissioner. Week number 3 of high school football. It's a great time to be involved in high school sports.
It is. Staff's been out around the state attending events. And once again, we've got some incredible athletes performing at a high level across this state from one end to the other. And great matchups this week in football. Week 3, coaches are starting to figure out how good their team's going to be and where they need to improve. But it goes beyond high school football. That's the Friday Night Lights effect that we talk about that. But tennis and boys and girls soccer and volleyball and girls golf are going on right now too. And, those sports are just as important. And the lessons learned are many along the way.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
From South Bend to Evansville and from Vincennes to Richmond, all over Hoosier country. Catch Indiana University football all season long. He gets away. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. The Hoosiers kick off the season against Big Ten foe Ohio State Saturday, September 2nd on the Neal Tire and Auto Service Radio Network from Learfield.
We welcome you back here at halftime here as Brownstown Central leads the Eastern Musketeers 35-0. We're going to be bringing you into the WSLM halftime show. Hopefully getting us back to some football here soon, Eli.
Yeah, we have some scoring updates, though. Salem leads Scottsburg 15-7 at the half. What a great start for Salem Lions there, as the rest of Washington County looks like they've taken care of business tonight. The Musketeers are struggling at halftime here against Brownstown.
Yeah, some good football in the area. A hotbed Southern Indiana is. I mean, it's really slept on as a football area around these places.
Yes, it sure is. It seems like the problems are growing around for the Musketeers here tonight as they keep giving the ball away to Brownstown. A turnover on downs late in the first quarter and allowing the Brownstown to fly down the field and score quickly. Those 2 long touchdown passes from Brownstown really made the Musketeers lose any confidence they had in the remaining of this game.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier that the keys would be for Eastern to be able to win in the trenches, and so far tonight it's just not seeming like that's happening so far. A lot of blown up plays at the line of scrimmage, a lot of big gains for Brownstown right up the gut on the other side.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I know we're talking a lot of things negative for Eastern here tonight, but they have done some good things. They have some things to look at halftime. They had some good runs. They've had some good passes down the field. One that got called back here late in the second quarter, receptive by Caden Temple, thrown by Cody Bannett. That was probably one of the most promising plays of the half for the Musketeers. But they've had some penalty problems again. About 50 yards of penalty in this first half for the Musketeers. Half the century mark, heading on their way to 100 yards. They don't stop the penalties.
Yeah, would have been a huge gain there for Eastern on the play. I mean, like we mentioned, brought back and bouncing back to Brownstown keys for the game. I mean, we mentioned that they need to put this one to bed early, and it's starting to look like they have.
They have. They definitely put the game to bed really early, and they're allowing the Musketeers no room. They really allowed them to do nothing, and they're proving our point of their keys of being the most successful in Metro Southern Conference team this year, beating Charlestown last week and sitting at the top of the standings for Mid-Southern Conference so far through 2 games. This is their third meeting tonight, being 2-0 on the season, allowing no room for Musketeers, getting another conference win to start the season.
Yeah, Brownstown Central, truly a Mid-Southern Conference giant, proving it tonight on why a lot of people have them projected to finish atop the conference this year, as they open up a very, very comfortable lead to come out in the second half.
They do. They really – I wouldn't be surprised to see they put their backups in to start the second half, to let their starters rest a little bit even after this halftime, get some reps in for the future for Brownstown, assuming the seniors graduating after this year as we approach the end, almost in the halftime here with the marching band on the field for the Musketeers.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes till we have some more Musketeer football for you here tonight. So don't go anywhere, folks. Or if you're going to go somewhere, come on right back. We're going to send you out just a couple more commercial breaks and then bring you back for the second half.
High school sports teach so much more than just the fundamentals of the game. They also teach the fundamentals of life, like the power of belief. I'm Robert Falkins.
And I'm Carrie Rosati. We're both assistant commissioners of the IHSAA. In the second classroom of high school sports, student athletes understand hard work pays off, and they learn to be proud of their effort, no matter the outcome.
Successful student athletes support their teammates and learn to always do the right thing.
And most importantly, they learn to always believe in themselves.
When high school sports keep education in front of athletics, these fundamental beliefs outweigh the idea of winning at all costs.
That's why high school sports are a transformative and invaluable part of every student athlete's education.
Buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events and show student athletes that you'll always believe in them too.
This is the power of belief. This is the power of high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
It's time to put on the old gold and black. Hail Purdue. And jump on the Boilermaker Special.
TJ Sheffield inside the 20, spins away. 5, touchdown. What a run.
Boiler up, Purdue fans. Purdue kicks off the season against the Fresno State Bulldogs. Join us Saturday, September 2nd on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello, folks. Craig Martin at Billy Martin Store. I'd like to start off by saying a big thank you to everyone that voted us your best place to purchase appliances, furniture, and floor coverage in Washoe County for another year. At Billy Martin Store, we have so much more to offer our loyal customers. Not only do we carry a complete line of GE Hot Point and Speed Queen appliances, but also a full line of home furnishings as well. Beautiful, quality name brand furniture and living room suites, sectionals, recliners, dining room suites, bedroom suites, lamps, and sectionals. And Bose Bedding, made in the USA, and Moe's Furniture and Bedding is made right here in Southern Indiana. Billy Martin Store has a nice display of all of your floor covering, carpets, vinyls, tiles, laminates, Somerset hardwood flooring. We offer you low prices, free home and business estimates, and professional installation by our own installers. Billy Martin Store offers you free delivery, free haul away, and our own professional service on what we sell. Janice, Tanya, and I will be happy to help you in selecting the perfect item for your home or business and stand behind you if you have a problem. Billy Martin Store has been serving Southern Indiana and the Louisville area for 164 years and counting. As the 5th generation and Tanya the 6th, we would like to say a big thank you for all of your support year after year. Billy Martin Store is located in the heart of downtown Martinsburg, or feel free to call us at 967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you.
Yeah, we welcome you back here on this Friday night as the Brownstown Central Braves lead the Eastern Musketeers 35-0. Just under 3 minutes till we have some more high school football action for you here tonight, folks.
Yeah, it's been a great first half for Brownstown, really setting up great possessions for themselves, allowing big plays down the field, whether it's the run game or the passing game. Having that weird formation, the power formation, the box set, really getting them down the field, faking those hands off different directions, it's confusing the Musketeers secondary and their front, really making a big trouble for the Musketeers tonight.
Yeah, it certainly has given Eastern fits tonight. I mean, we're seeing one, maybe even two handoffs on some of these plays. They direct snap it to anybody. Their center can pretty much deliver it out to most of their players back in that backfield with that loaded box. It's been working successfully here for Brownstown tonight.
It really has, and it's really shown the true colors of what Brownstown really means. The power they bring into every game, the energy they bring to every game, putting so many points in the first half, and making this troublesome game for Eastern Musketeers so far. As Musketeers looking to get their second win of the year and their second win for first time in a lot of seasons.
Yeah, Brownstown always showing their prowess out on the field. I mean, they were doing flips on the sideline. I mean, they bring an energy to football that you don't see often. I mean, that was a spectacle on the sideline in the pregame. I mean, continuing into the first half, I mean, as perfect of a first half as you could want. I mean, the two big bombs down the field for touchdowns and then continuing to just pound it right up the middle. Just keep wearing down this Eastern defense.
It really has. The Musketeer defense has been on their heels a lot of the nights tonight, giving up a lot of points and a lot of yardage. I'm sure if we had a stat sheet right in front of us, we'd see an overwhelming one-sided affair on the yardage completion rate because of how much the Musketeers are failing on the offensive end and not very much succeeding on the defensive end. Here and there on a few plays and a few possessions, the Musketeers have stopped the Braves from getting down the field on a few punts. I think they punted twice tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of stops here for Eastern tonight. I mean, as Eastern returns to this field, just under a minute left here in this halftime, we will be bringing you back to some high school football tonight. I mean, I'm excited. We're going to get you back one more commercial break, and then we're going to be back here for the second half.
Things change. Insurance should too. Jason can help to see if you're covered for life's constant changes. Call Jason Petmeyer, your Washington County agent, at 812-883-2995 or visit infarmbureau.com.
Come on out to the Salem Speedway Sunday, September 3rd for the Labor Day Rumble on the High Banks, presented by Washington County Tourism, with 6 feature races from the Diesel Boys Gas Street Series Studs, Mike's Muffler and Brakes Crown Vic Big Track Series, On-Site Plumbing, Heating, and Air Crown Vic Figure 8 Series, Max Auto and Scrap Recycling Legends, On-Site Plumbing, Heating, and Air Crown Vic Short Track Series, and the always exciting Red Ball Recycling Scrappers. Spectator gates open at 2 p.m. Racing begins at 6 p.m. General admission tickets $15, chairback seats are $20. Kids 12 and under, they're always free. More event and ticket info is available at www.salemspeedway.com or call 866-2-GO-RACE. We'll see you at the High Banks on September the 3rd.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
Mission In-Home Healthcare is now hiring full or part-time RNs. Flexible schedules are available with competitive pay. Benefits for full-time. No nights or weekends. Stop by the office at 1600 South State Road 135 in Salem or call today, 812-586-0436. A great way to start a new career with Mission In-Home Healthcare.
Bring on the garlic. Get ready for another epic event this summer with Papa John's new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza. This is the third version of Papa John's Stuffed Crust Pizza. First, there was the regular cheese stuffed crust, and then they added pepperoni into the crust. Now, this pizza has garlic in 3 places: in the crust, on the crust, and in a cup with its special garlic dipping sauce. The pizza has a blend of cheese with garlic seasoning inside the crust and more garlic seasoning on top of the crust. It's available as a large pizza for just $13.99. Papa John's also has a garlic chicken pizza, which has a hand-tossed original crust with real cheese, vine-ripened Roma tomatoes, grilled all-white chicken, artichoke, roasted garlic, and fresh cremini mushrooms on a zesty garlic ranch sauce. Call 812-883-3369 to reach your Salem Papa John's, or stop in at the corner of Main and Hackberry Streets to pick up your hot, fresh pizza today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Don't forget to get your Papa John's for those Friday night tailgates. Order a pizza and tune into the game on WSLM 97.9 FM or WSLM 1220 AM or streaming on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter.
We welcome you back here as the teams take their sidelines. If you're just joining us, folks, Brownstown leads the Eastern Musketeers 35-0 here in this Mid-Southern Conference clash.
Yes, we're looking for a good second half of the Musketeers, looking to come back in this game as they trail by a big margin, like you said, as Brownstown's ready to just keep putting this one away and pushing the ball down the field, causing more trouble for the Musketeer defense and offense on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, Brownstown deferring to the second half. When it rains, it kind of pours here. Already leading 35-0 here and going to be receiving their ball to start the second.
Yes, they will. It's going to be a good opportunity for Brownstown to put another touchdown on the board, pushing this ball even further. And like a correction I made earlier, the IHSAA rule, now that rule gets put into place as Brownstown's up 35-0. The clock will be a continuous run for the second half.
Yeah, as Bannett gets his guys out here for the kicking unit. We mentioned earlier, Cody Bannett, the Swiss Army knife for this Eastern team. He's the quarterback, he's the kicker, he's the punter, sort of a Swiss Army knife. It's nice whenever you can have a guy who can kind of do it all, similar to how Brownstown punts for their quarterback as well.
It is a great – he's like the glue for this team.
Bannett trying to send one deep. Gets a hold of that one. That one's going to get down, and that one's going to go out at about the 2. That's going to be unfortunate for Eastern. Looked to be a good kick, maybe get a touchback there. Took a bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, now they're going to start the ball at the 35-yard line. We thought that we were hoping for a Musketeer stop here, and it still can happen, but it's going to happen with a lot less likeliness because of the good field position they're putting Brownstown in right now with that kick out of bounds.
Yeah, Bannett sure did get a hold of that one. Just not a favorable bounce for the Musketeers on that one. This crowd is trying to get some wind in the Musketeer sails here.
Yeah, they are. We've heard it all night. Been trying to bring some confidence back in this Musketeer team, but they can't seem to do it. And it's hard. It's just hard for the Musketeers tonight as they're down big, and it's looking to be a loss for them again.
This dominant Brownstown offense taking the field again. Sheffer in the backfield, back behind his Wildcat quarterback. Takes a direct snap, hits the deck. Brownstown's going to get up, pushed up for about a gain of 5 on the play.
I'm not sure if Musketeers they were confused on any defensive stance because of the fact that the quarterback didn't even have the ball coming towards him at all. Ended up just flying backwards and falling down onto his stomach while the ball is progressing forward up the middle for a run at about 6 yards, 4.5 maybe, bring up a short second down for the Brownstown Braves.
Yeah, another bit of trick coming from Brownstown, reaching deep into that bag as Jack Pace carried it for about 5 on the play. Another snap to Sheffer here. Hands it off twice. Gets it back to the jet sweep here. Cuts it up the middle. Brownstown keep on churning, and they get it down to the 40.
What a great reverse play from Brownstown as he handed it off one way, tricked the Musketeers defense to go that way, ends up handing it off the back direction, coming to this near side, down the sideline, breaking through different tackles, nearly getting tackled at the 40-yard line, but broke through one more time to get to that another yard for 39.
Yeah, another one of these double handoffs we've been mentioning. Hutchinson busted that one out of the backfield there. Brownstown just is always on sync when they're on the offensive side of the field as they bring it down to the Eastern Musketeers 39. Sheffer takes a snap, hands off to Hutchinson. Hutchinson cuts upside, gets up to about the 30. Cheer block getting into it a little bit, maybe trying to get their defense some wind in their sails so they can get off the field here on a 1st and 20 here for Brownstown.
Definitely bringing some hype back into this Musketeer defense. as they seem to give a lot of ground there, but gave a break when the Brownstown Braves slipped up and got a holding call.
1st and 20 for Brownstown on the Eastern 49. Sheffer takes the snap, hands off, gets up the middle, and that's going to be brought back just short of the line of scrimmage.
Great play by Brownstown, able to hand the ball off and have a lot of green grass in front of him, but gets met by a Musketeer defender, able to just do a little spin and backpedal backwards, fighting the Musketeer defense, and it took 2 or 3 defenders to take him down, getting a few yards back of that lost yardage they had on that penalty.
Yeah, Lane Zyke on the carry there. Maybe an unfortunate pacing on that one. Thought he might have gotten a little bit more yards than he did, but Brownstown here, 2nd and 13 from the 43. Sheffer in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands off to Zyke, back to Hutchinson, and he's going to be wrapped up short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it seemed to be another promising play. The same play they ran earlier, but this time the Musketeer defensive backs were ready for this one, stopping him in his tracks with a gain on no yards on the play, setting the Brownstown Braves up behind the chains for a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Eastern had that one figured out right away on that one. As on some of these double handoffs, it's hard to keep those blocks for long enough, and Eastern wraps them up early. Brownstown back out here. Sheffer back in the shotgun. Takes the offering. Hands off to Zyke. Back to Hutchinson again. The same play. Hutchinson, and he's going to do an acrobatic. That ball he's going to be ruled down there too short. Dove, made a little bit of an acrobatics there. Fumbled, but he was ruled down before the fumble actually came out.
Yes, he was. It would have seemed to be a good defensive play for the Musketeers. Quickly turned around when he dove for the running back, but ended up slipping off the tackle, breaking through on that kind of funky play there. They ran the same play 4 times in a row. And Musketeers seem to be figuring out this offense a little bit tonight in the second half.
Yeah, Brownstown almost certainly going to be dropping back into their punt unit here. 4th and 12 here. He takes the snap, punts it. That's going to be a good punt there. Going to see where that one's down, but it's going to be somewhere inside the 20 there.
Not a bad punt. They ended up marking it down at the 25-yard line.
Man, that went out a lot earlier.
Man, they really looked up in the air watching that one because that looked to be going out of bounds. It rolled out of bounds about the 10-yard line, but ended up giving them plus even more yards, 25.
Must have crossed out a little bit earlier. Eastern taking back the field here. Great stop to start this half. I mean, Brownstown opens up the half of the ball. Eastern responds with that big stop. I mean, got to get something going here before it's too late tonight.
This is the Musketeers' chance to show their name and their colors. Hopefully to get a few good plays down and get into the end zone to minimize this shutout.
Bannett with wide receivers out right. 2 in the backfield. Bannett takes the offering, hands off to Christian Rusher. Rusher gets outside, gets downhill a little bit. That's going to be a short gain there for the Eastern on 1st down.
To see Rusher's first run tonight, it wasn't a bad one. He got to the outside, able to break a few tackles off the initial hit, but then breaks outside, getting a few yards for the Musketeers, able to set him up in a little better position than would have been without a gain on the play.
Yeah, Eastern bringing back the 2 running back formation for just second time tonight. Nathan McBride returning back on the field. We mentioned his big game last week. Maybe hoping to get back with this 2 running back set again on a 2nd down and 8 here for the Musketeers. Bannett with Jones and McBride in the sidecars. Takes the offering. Fakes the handoff to McBride. Gives it to Jones, and Jones is going to be wrapped up for a loss on that play.
They faked the handoff one way, went back the other way, and Brownstown was ready for it. Nothing's tricking them tonight as he gets stopped in his tracks, laid down on for a loss of 3 on the play, bringing up a long 3rd down and 9 for the Musketeers as this drive looks to be coming to an end very quickly.
Yeah, Eastern might be having to open up the playbook here a little bit, continuing with this 2 running back set as Drury and Caden Temple out wide on offsetting sides here as Eastern looks to convert this 3rd and long from their 26. 5:26 to play in this first half. Bannett takes the snap, fakes the handoff, scrambles out right, looks to throw. Caden Temple's going to have that one for a 1st down on the sideline.
Very, very close to the 1st down. It was ruled a catch. It looks like he got him right at the 1st down mark for converting that 3rd down. What a great play for the Musketeers there as Bannett takes a snap, falls back in the pocket, scanning through all his progressions, making sure not one is left unread. And he ends up finding Caden Temple on the out route for at the 1st down marker, caught, falling out of bounds. 1st down Musketeers.
Yeah, that is a great play from both the quarterback and the receiver. A pretty route there. Turns back, brings it in for just narrowly a 1st down, and they're giving the Eastern fans something to cheer for now. Bannett back out. 2 wide receivers off to his left. Jones in the backfield. Takes a snap. Temple off in motion. pitches it to Temple. Temple cuts upside, gets it to about the 35 before being wrapped up.
Temple's definitely doing his fair share of work in this game tonight, as he had the catch in the previous play, and now the kind of the hook and ladder run back to the other side from handed off from Cody Bannett, doing his fair share again. That play was nice, falling back again, ended up being able to pitch it forward to Caden Temple to the outside, kind of a jet sweep look action out to the outside, getting a few more yards, 2nd down and 8 for the Musketeers.
Yeah, Caden Temple getting involved here now. Eastern loving to throw these wide receivers through in the motion, as once again, bringing someone through, tossing it out. Had Braden Jones as a lead blocker, couldn't really get much more than 2. Eastern, 2 out to his left, Caden Temple on his right. Bannett takes a snap, scrambles out right, looking to throw, finds Braden Jones, and Braden Jones is going to drop that one.
What a great play from Musketeers. It seemed to be almost perfect. Lined up perfectly, set up perfectly. It was great. But Bannett rolled out right, let one fly perfectly into the hands of Braden Jones. But you could see on that play, visualizing it for you guys, he kind of looked forward before he was actually ready to run with the ball. So he ended up putting the ball on the carpet and bringing it to incomplete pass. Now a 3rd down and long for the Musketeers.
Yeah, might have lost that one in these bright Friday night lights as Eastern looks to move the chains here. 3rd and 8 here from their own 36. Bannett with Jones to his right. 4 wide receivers in the bunch. Takes the snap, scrambles out left, looking to throw, and there's going to be a flag on the play here as Eastern has a man down back in the backfield.
Yeah, it was going to be a promising play until the defensive back, guarding receiver out here, left his mission, ended up coming back and hitting Bannett on the outrun. But there was a flag in the backfield. I'm looking to see maybe a holding or an unnecessary roughness for launching a defender after the play was blown dead.
Yeah, we're going to see what the call is here.
Chop block.
Looking like a chop block there. Going to be declined as Eastern threw an incompletion there. Going to be punting here once again.
Yes, we will. What seemed to be a good drive starting off for the Musketeers. They got a few yards on a couple plays, getting that conversion on 3rd down a few plays ago. Ended up getting a 3 incomplete passes. Not a very good run for Cody Bannett there. Now punting the ball away once again.
Yeah, Bannett takes a snap, punts it, and that is not going to be a good punt. That one's going to be straight up in the air, and that one's going to go out around maybe the 47.
What a bad punt for the Musketeers. Really, really showing what a bad offensive drive can do. Allowing Brownstown to start in greater position. And we have another flag on the field, waiting to see what this call might be.
Yeah,
this is trouble.
We're going to see what that one is, as Eastern had some hobbled players coming off the field there. Aiden Miller came hopping off the field there. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Braden Jones, we had mentioned, he was down in the backfield. He popped up pretty quick, and we're going to see what the refs decide what the call is here. Going to have a holding on the punting team there. That's going to increase Brownstown's field possession even more.
Yes, it will. It'll put them into plus territory, making the Musketeers back on their heels even further, looking to hopefully not give up another touchdown in this 3rd quarter. As the clock, like we said, keeps on running, almost nearing the end of the 1st quarter. It's 35-0. I'm sorry, excuse me, on 3rd quarter, yes. Minute and a half, about a little less than a minute and a half to go in the 3rd quarter here at Eastern.
Yeah, just about a minute to play. The longer these refs take to decide on this call, the less time Eastern's going to have on this, maybe to mount a comeback. Not looking all that likely right now, as we're going to see the chains getting moved here on this penalty.
Man, what a confusing time for the Musketeers, as they're all looking at each other trying to figure out what they can do differently. They give up rise of right now. It's not a bad defensive stand so far. They've held Brownstown to 0 points in this 3rd quarter. I know it's a bad area because they're playing their backup so far, but getting them reps for different players really shows the future for each program, and allowing some play time for everyone, not just the starters.
Yeah, Brownstown always frequent on the subs, bringing in new players for this box almost every time, deviating from that starter, keeping in Sheffer though, but bringing in new sidekicks every other play. He has Stahl in the backfield with him. Sheffer's going to take the snap, hand it off to Garrison. Garrison got it on the flip. He gets up, and he's going to get just short of the 1st down on that one.
You could see in the backfield there, a little box set again. It was kind of the end around again. Reverse, as Brownstown hands it off one way, and then comes flying back the other way for another reverse. He gets up about 5 or 6 yards, and he's flipped head over heels up to the 30-yard line, maybe dropped about the 32-yard line, setting up a 2nd down and short for Brownstown.
Yeah, always going to be hard to be able to read this motion from the Musketeers, as we have about 30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 3 for the Braves on Eastern's 33. Takes the snap, hands it off, gets an envoy of blockers. This could be trouble here. Gets it up to the 30, about down to the 28 there.
What a great run. It looked like he was going to send to a house call, but that blocker on the right edge broke off his block and then set up a tackle perfectly, giving up a first down, yes, but stopping the touchdown run, good. We did that great. That was awesome play defensively by the Musketeers, even though they gave up a first down. We have reached the end of the third quarter here in Pekin. Brownstown leads 35-0 still, as we'll send you to a short commercial break.
Bring on the garlic. Get ready for another epic event this summer with Papa John's new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza. This is the third version of Papa John's Stuffed Crust Pizza. First, there was the regular cheese stuffed crust, and then they added pepperoni into the crust. Now, this pizza has garlic in 3 places: in the crust, on the crust, and in a cup with its special garlic dipping sauce. The pizza has a blend of cheese with garlic seasoning inside the crust and more garlic seasoning on top of the crust. It's available as a large pizza for just $13.99. Papa John's also has a garlic chicken pizza, which has a hand-tossed original crust with real cheese, vine-ripened Roma tomatoes, grilled all-white chicken, artichoke, roasted garlic, and fresh cremini mushrooms on a zesty garlic ranch sauce. Call 812-883-3369 to reach your Salem Papa John's, or stop in at the corner of Main and Hackberry Streets to pick up your hot, fresh pizza today.
And we welcome you back here. Start of the fourth quarter. Brownstown holding this 35-0 lead as they restart this fourth quarter. Branneman takes the snap, hands off. That's going to get up right up the gut. Going to be met with a mound of men there. Not going to be a huge game for Brownstown on the play.
On that play, I really thought the quarterback had kept the ball there, and I don't think the Musketeers would have caught it if he did, because the ball ended up going up the middle on that other box set reverse play again, getting a few yards for the Braves for setting up a 2nd down and 8. A quick move.
Yeah, Stahl took that one right up the middle there. Brownstown starting to rotate through some more of their guys. Sheffer left the game. New in at quarterback, Trevor Branneman, had an older brother on the team last year, graduated on. He's in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off. He makes a man miss, and this might be a nice little gain here for Brownstown, brought down at about the 16.
It looks like that secondary from the Musketeers was just broken completely apart on that play, as Brownstown was able to slice and dice right through that secondary in the defensive front, getting through everybody and ended up getting down the field about 5 or 6 yards, maybe even almost 10 if they were lucky, setting up another first down inside the red zone now as they're ready for this next play.
Trey Sweeney there on the play with a great little gain there for Brownstown, continuing to spread this ball around. Branneman takes a snap, hands it off to Stahl again. Stahl's going to go up the gut and be met with a big defensive front for the Musketeers. That's going to be a minimal gain here for Brownstown.
It was the same exact play they had ran earlier. Nothing different about it. The Musketeers were ready for it that time. Ended up giving about 3 yards up anyway, bringing up a 2nd down and 7. Good play by Brownstown.
Yeah, it ends up being a decent little gain for Brownstown as they keep on marching on this drive. 10 minutes left to play. Ball on the Musketeers 13 as that end zone is breathing down their necks here. Takes a direct snap here. Quarterback keeper here. He's going to get up the middle, and he is going to score there on the play. Brock Dean on the touchdown for Brownstown opens this lead up again. 41-0 PAT pending.
And a flag on the play as well after the play was blown dead. That ref flashed that one right in the air really high. But that play was nice for Brownstown. He's able to direct snap to the quarterback and to take the ball directly up the middle. The Musketeers did not see it coming at all, allowing him to slice right through the defensive backs and spinning around, getting hit 1 or 2 times, ended up getting in the end zone. Touchdown, Brownstown. This lead has gotten big.
Yeah, Brownstown continuing. That's their 2nd quarterback of the drive already. Brock Dean on the quarterback keeper. What a run for him there, getting his touchdown on the night as the kicker, Bryce Peak, is back out to see if he can keep this going here on his perfect streak of PATs.
I like what Brownstown did on that drive. They really set themselves up for success with those different kind of plays they ran.
Branneman looking for the snap here.
Little hesitation on this play coming up as they're all standing up, waiting on the red set go for the referees.
And we're back in action here. Brownstown's line is set. Branneman takes a snap. It's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good once again, continuing his perfect night at the PAT for Brownstown. Great performance here for this Brownstown offense, really showing why they're at the top of the MSC.
6 touchdowns right tonight from the Brownstown Braves, giving up 0 to the Musketeers. It really brings a lot of understanding to why the Musketeers were not favored very much in this game. It's nice to see that Brownstown is able to put their subs in and still get the ball moving a lot. They can really show their coach what they can do in later games if there's ever any injury or need to put someone else in.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week. Might be a Thursday night preview or a Monday night preview, depending on the teams here. I mean, Brownstown continuing to steamroll the Musketeers tonight, 42-0 here. If you're just joining us at home, just under 10 minutes to go in this running clock fourth quarter as Brownstown brings on their kicking team to send this one off again.
It was a great drive by Brownstown there. Yeah, they were set up in a very, very favorable position to start the drive, but now they are lining up even better. They were lining up even better after each play because they'd always be able to convert and get past that defensive front and secondary from the Musketeers. That didn't seem like they were expecting any play.
Yeah, heading back to that previous penalty on that touchdown run, it was on the Musketeers, deferred it to the kickoff here. Brownstown's going to be kicking very close here. We're going to see if Eastern's even going to be able to make any sort of return out of this or if it's just going to sail into the end zone.
But depending on how it goes, like you said, but the kicking hasn't gone very far tonight. I could see it getting pinned very deep for the Musketeers if they don't end up letting it fall back deep into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, Eastern might not have the luxury of letting Garrett Drury take this kickoff. It might end up going to one of their other guys like we saw end up at Cleek earlier as Peak comes out to send this one deep from the Musketeer 45. Sends it deep. Kick is up. That one's just going to sail out of the back of the end zone. Business as usual there for a kicker.
100%. And now the Musketeers are going to line up on this ensuing drive, hoping to put something together this time. The past few drives, even the whole game, they've had struggles along the offensive ends. They've gotten a few plays here and there put together good. But other than that, they have not been able to put any points on the board, allowing the shutout to continue.
Yeah, Eastern running out of time here to get some takeaways from this game. Got to start getting this offense going a little bit to maybe start building towards the next week or two.
Yes, they do, because next week they play at Silver Creek, another big Mid-Southern Conference matchup with a high contender for the conference title. Brownstown, like we said, beat the conference defending champions last week. Now the Musketeers had to face them this week, a big, tough matchup, and now they're heading for another big, probably even a bigger, about equal matchup next week against Silver Creek at Silver Creek.
Yeah, it's night and day compared to the matchup from last week whenever Eastern went into Crawford County, really took care of business with the shutout and the huge win. And it's starting to look like Brownstown's going to start doing the same here tonight. As the Musketeers take the field again, Nathan McBride in the backfield with Bannon. Bannon in the shotgun. Sends someone through in motion, and there's going to be a flag on the play here. I'm going to assume false start.
Yeah, false start as the far side referee has initiated that call. False start, setting the Musketeers back 5 more yards than where they want to be. Not a good start so far.
Yeah, I mean, sent Christian Rusher through in motion there. Didn't get to see what the play was going to be there. McBride in the backfield here, hopefully going to see if he can't bust out some big runs like he did last week.
I'd like to see so, because last week he had a great big run, so he's looking to repeat himself tonight. So far he has not, but we're looking to see him this drive.
Bannett takes the snap, looks to throw, finds Caden Temple. Oh, and Caden Temple's going to drop that one early.
What a great pass and a great read from Cody Bannett. Ain't even Caden Temple getting himself open, but he looked ahead of the play before the ball was in his arms ready to catch it as the ball flew well below into the carpet after hitting his hands. Incomplete pass, bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Musketeers.
Yeah, it was a great route. Caden Temple looks like he had some green grass, and it looks like he might have been looking towards that green grass a little too much as the play ends up being incomplete on what should have been an easy pass and catch for the Musketeers. Bannett back in the shotgun. Still has McBride off to his left. Motions through Rusher. Hands off to McBride. McBride trying to bust it out to the right, and he's going to be wrapped up early on the play.
McBride trying to repeat himself from last week, but as we noticed the whole night tonight, the defense just a little bit more powerful than last week. Who am I kidding? A lot more powerful than last week. Really stopping the Musketeers on any train they try to do. The passes are there. They cannot complete them, but the runs seem to be there at certain points. But Brownstown was ready for that one, dropping Nathan McBride in his tracks, maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, Talon Hughbanks was in the backfield there. Great play there for Brownstown as Eastern looks for yet another 3rd and long here as Bannett has it in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers off to his left. Takes the offering. Fakes the handoff to McBride. Looking deep for Caden Temple. Airs one out. Caden Temple, and it's going to be another incompletion there. Maybe broken up a little bit on the play.
Caden Temple looking downfield as Bennett dropped back into the pocket. We knew who the intended receiver was going to be there, and it looks like Brownstown did too because he's been targeting Caden Temple all night. I don't think he's thrown it to any other person. Well, no, he threw it to Braden Jones one time, but
he's had a couple of other targets to some other guys, but definitely his vision cone is still staying fixed on Caden Temple. Looked like he might have been able to bring that one in, but Roshan Heyman for the Brownstown Central Braves broke that one up a little bit towards the end there.
Yeah, he was ready to interrupt that pass as soon as he got thrown.
At Eastern here on their own 15, 4th and 15 here, looking like it's going to be a punt again. Maybe see what's going to happen here. Bannett takes a snap, trying to flip the field here, looking like a good punt. That one's going to take a bad bounce though for Eastern. Roll out on about their own 41.
Yeah, what it looked like to be a promising drive for the Musketeers, getting a few yards to start, but then getting shoved back again, stopped in their tracks once again, meeting the defender as soon as they get the ball handed off into their hands, leading to another punt tonight. They've punted on almost every drive but one when they turned it over on down midway through the first quarter tonight. Now Brownstown with that favorable bounce back into Musketeer territory will be set up at the 42.5-yard line on this next drive.
Yeah, it was looking like a decent punt, looking like it was going to shape up to be a decent punt. It was a big, lofty bounce. Bounced at about the 50, rolled back about 8 there. Unfortunate bounce for the Musketeers, but, I mean, kind of the story of the night. I mean, not really having much to go their way. They've had some decent drives. They just can't really cap any of them off by being able to keep these drives going. So Brownstown takes the field again, this dominating offense. Evans Stahl in. Hands it off. Another double handoff here as Musketeers going to wrap that one right up at the line.
That double handoff went well, but he was met in the backfield initially when he got handed the ball off. Able to break that tackle, but as soon as he cuts upfield, ready to make something out of it, he gets hit again and then loses that 1 or 2 yards on the play, setting up a second down.
Yeah,
and no, 10 yards. Like they lose any yards, no gain on the play.
Trey Sweeney ended up with the ball on that play. Not really going to be a gain of anything. Eastern figured that one out, got back to the line of scrimmage. All was Sweeney could do there. Brannaman in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, look for Sweeney again. Sweeney, he's going to be wrapped up. Get thrown back a little bit. Might have stepped out of bounds there. A good tackle for Eastern on the play.
Yeah, what a great play for defensively for Musketeers as they're in the backfield quickly after that ball is snapped, not giving up much room on that run, hitting him in the backfield, swinging him backwards, dropping that play dead early.
Yeah, Sweeney getting another handoff there. Not quite as successful as the first few that he's had tonight. Eastern figuring that one out for a big loss for a 3rd and 17 here for the Braves.
We're approaching 3.5 minutes to go in this contest, and Brownstown is showing no essence of urgency to get this drive going any further as they lead big.
Yeah, that clock keeps on ticking as we previously mentioned. Brannaman takes a snap, a bobbled snap here. Who's going to fall in this one? Looking like Musketeer ball there. That's a big play there for this Eastern defense to get off the field. But, I mean, see if Eastern can get something to build on going into next week. Maybe get some momentum for next week.
A good-looking snap there from the Brownstown. But then again, he dropped the ball. Rise goes to run out to the near side, and Musketeers were waiting on it. If they were able to fall onto the ball, sending it back the other way. The most promising defensive stop tonight from the Musketeers, whether it was self-inflicted by the Brownstown Braves or not.
Yeah, when there's as many handoffs as that, you're always taking a chance on one of them getting bobbled and fumbling. Exactly what happened there as Eastern takes over. Maybe not quite as much experience out of this younger group. Maybe could be the issue on that fumble there. But like we mentioned previously, their last drive before that, a great showing for this Brownstown team, showing off just how much depth they have.
Now the Musketeers are lining up in neutral zone area, 50-yard line, ready to try to get this ball down the field a little bit, hoping to get a score on the board before this contest expires tonight.
Yeah, right at the 50. Bannett with McBride in the backfield. 2 wide receivers off to the right, 1 on his left. Takes a snap, drops back, airs one out deep to Caden Temple. Caden Temple's gonna ends up being an incompletion there. Might have been a little bit of shoving from both sides there. No flag on the play.
It looked like the Brownstown defensive back or cornerback had their hands on it more than Caden Temple did at all. But Bannon had a nice ball there. He dropped back in the pocket, let one fly with a lot of sauce on it, a lot of air underneath it, ready to get down, trying to get down the field as quickly as possible as the clock keeps running as quick as possible.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes here left on this Friday night action here. If you're just joining us this late, Brownstown leads 42-0 over the Eastern Musketeers. Bannett back in shotgun once again. McBride still off to his right. Motions through Weiniger. Low snap, and Bannett's just going to be able to fall down on that one.
That seems to be an epidemic this year for the Musketeers, as the snaps always seem to go low. The center on that team needs to start petting the ball a little bit higher, because the West Washington game, they had a few snaps that were sitting very low and leading to turnovers, and that cannot be the case tonight, as they're down enough already. Losing a few yards on that one as Bant just has to fall on it.
Yeah, correction on my part. Motion through Dukes. Didn't quite get to see what Eastern was trying to do there as they take the field for a 3rd and 13 with just a minute to play. Dukes in motion again. Tosses out to Dukes. Dukes tries to get up the right sideline. Gets it up. Breaks free a little bit, and this is going to be right just short of the first down for the Musketeers.
We have a scoring update from Scottsburg and Salem. Salem now gave up their lead. Scottsburg has came back and took them that lead 22-15 after 3 quarters. That's going to be a barn burner closing out the night.
Yeah, just 35 seconds left here tonight for us. Eastern just 4th and short here. Maybe ruled down a little bit short here. 4th and 3 here. We're going to certainly see the Eastern stay on the field here as time's getting ready to expire. 20 seconds left. Bannett in the shotgun with McBride. Takes it back, looks to throw, scrambles out left now. Up to the 40, lets it fly up to Brody Temple. Brody Temple's going to catch that one and be dragged out of bounds at about the 20.
A good play there from the Musketeers, but that might be the final one of the game.
Yeah.
As Coach Dean has not used any of his timeouts and clock has expired here tonight in the contest.
Yeah, we're going to see that be the end of the game. Our final score here in Pekin, Indiana, Eastern Musketeers 0, Brownstown Braves 42. As the Brownstown Braves move to 3-0 on the season, and on the flip side, the Musketeers move to 1-2 on the year.
Yeah, they do. A lot of great things to see tonight from both programs. Musketeers had a few promising drives, a few good defensive drives, stops as well, late in that first half. But it seemed like the Brownstown Central Braves were just too much tonight for the Musketeers.
Yeah, it's just not quite all the way there for Eastern to be able to hang in with a team like Brownstown Central. A powerful performance tonight for Brownstown, showing off why they are the cream of the crop in this area.
Yes, they are. They make up a lot of room to where the teams around here aren't the greatest, but over in Brownstown, they take things a lot more seriously, and they make sure their teams are always as up to par as they need to be. As the Musketeers are coming off a win last week, their heads were held very high. They were ready for this game tonight, looking to hopefully get a big upset against the contenders for this conference championship, but ended up losing 42-0 tonight.
Yeah, would have been one of the biggest upsets in program history if they could have pulled it off. Not quite in the cards tonight for Eastern. Hopefully bouncing back next week in their matchup versus the Silver Creek Dragons.
Yeah, we will see. As Silver Creek tonight, not sure what their score has been, but it's looking good for them because they are one of the higher ranked teams in the conference as well. And they're going to be big trouble next week for Musketeers, as they seem to keep having troubles on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensively. Not being able to put points on the board is a big epidemic for this team in occurring years and every other aspect along the ball.
Yeah, Eastern maybe taking signs of regression back. Might have played Brownstown better last year, but Brownstown, once again, always fielding a strong team. There's no shame in losing to a Brownstown team like this. Eastern has their positives to be able to bring this into next week. Hopefully being able to bounce back, get back to that 500 mark, and build towards a more successful season.
Yes, we can always hope so. I'm always looking to see a better comeback from the Musketeers because they last year against the Brownstown, they seem to play a better game. I don't know if Brownstown just had a lot of young talent or what, but they seemed to mismatch a little bit. The score was about the closest for Brownstown, 48. They scored 48 last year, and Musketeers scored 28. They couldn't seem to get the ball moving tonight, though, as Musketeers have equally about the same team as they did last year, not being able to progress on anything more than just a few stops on defense tonight.
Yeah, once again, folks, the score, if you're just now tuning in, you missed a real big game for Brownstown tonight. 42-0, Brownstown beats Eastern at home as the Braves move to 3-0 on the year and the Musketeers move to 1-2.
One last time tonight, I want to make sure you guys know that tomorrow, for Saturday, September 2nd, Fresno State travels to West Lafayette to take on Purdue at noon at 12:20 a.m. WSLM. And then the Ohio State travels to Indiana at Memorial Stadium to take on the Hoosiers at 3:30 p.m. on 97.9 FM. West Virginia travels to College Park for a Penn State game at 7 p.m. prime time, 97.9 FM or Channel 111. The broadcasters that night will be TJ Rives and LeVar Arrington. We hope to see you guys there those nights. We will not be calling them, but we will make sure we will be at the game for the IU-Ohio State game. And like Dylan mentioned last week, we'll see if we're on talking terms after that one. We thank you for joining us tonight. We are going to hear one last word from our sponsors tonight. I'm going to bounce it back to Dylan, though, for final recap points.
We thank you once again for joining us here tonight on WSLM 97.9 or 12:20 a.m. Make sure to tune in every Friday night for your Eastern Musketeers sports coverage. I'm Dylan Beach, alongside of my color commentator, Eli Guthrie. Thank you for listening to the broadcast tonight.
Thank you for listening with us in the WSLM Sports Zone tonight for another live broadcast of high school sports. Be sure and follow us on social media and on your radio dial for more local, regional, and national sports. And tune in on Wednesday nights for Coach's Corner. We encourage you to listen to the game again on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This has been a Salem Media production. Copyright 2022.
From South Bend to Evansville and from Vincennes to Richmond, all over Hoosier country. Catch Indiana University football all season long.
He gets away. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
The Hoosiers kick off the season against Big Ten foe Ohio State Saturday, September 2nd on the Neal Tire and Auto Service Radio Network from Learfield.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Are you ready for some football and fantastic deals on wheels? John Jones Auto Group is here to kickstart your season with unbeatable savings at all 4 of our locations. That's right, we're conveniently located in Salem, Corden, Greenville, and Scottsburg. Score big this football season and drive away a winner with John Jones Auto Group. Our dedicated team is committed to helping you find the perfect vehicle that suits both your style and your budget. Whether you're looking for a tough and versatile truck to tackle any challenge or sleek and fuel-efficient sedan to zip through traffic like a star player, we've got you covered. Plus, don't overlook our certified pre-owned vehicles that offer affordable reliability. Get ready to do a happy touchdown dance because we're offering incredible finance options. Our finance team will work their magic to secure the best rates and terms tailored to your needs. Touchdown, and there's more. John Jones Auto Group is offering game-changing incentives, lease specials, and low APRs. Make this the perfect time to drive home, a deal you won't find anywhere else. Don't fumble this opportunity. Visit John Jones Auto Group today at any of our 4 locations. Or you can check us out online at johnjonesautogroup.com. And remember, you see so many because they paid so little.
Keep playing. Keep working. Keep going. And keep moving. With the exceptional orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With an experienced team and a full line of advanced services and procedures, it's no wonder most people choose Baptist to help them keep on keeping on. Visit baptisthealth.com/ortho to find a Baptist Health provider.
It's time to put on the old gold and black. Hail Purdue. And jump on the Boilermaker Special.
TJ Sheffield inside the 20, spins away. Touchdown! What a run!
Boiler up, Purdue fans. Purdue kicks off the season against the Fresno State Bulldogs. Join us Saturday, September 2nd on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello, folks. Craig Martin at Billy Martin Store. I'd like to start off by saying a big thank you to everyone that voted us your best place to purchase appliances, furniture, and floor coverage in Washington County for another year. At Billy Martin Store, we have so much more to offer our loyal customers. Not only do we carry a complete line of GE Hot Point and Speed Queen appliances, but also a full line of home furnishings as well. Beautiful, quality name brand furniture and living room suites, sectionals, recliners, dining room suites, bedroom suites, lamps, and sectionals. And Bose Bedding, made in the USA, and Moe's Furniture and Bedding is made right here in Southern Indiana. Billy Martin Store has a nice display of all of your floor covering, carpets, vinyls, tiles, laminates, Somerset hardwood flooring. We offer you low prices, free home and business estimates, and professional installation by our own installers. Billy Martin Store offers you free delivery, free haul away, and our own professional service on what we sell. Janice, Tanya, and I will be happy to help you in selecting the perfect item for your home or business and stand behind you if you have a problem. Billy Martin Store has been serving Southern Indiana and the Louisville area for 164 years and counting. As the fifth generation and Tanya the sixth, we would like to say a big thank you for all of your support year after year. Billy Martin Store is located in the heart of downtown Martinsburg, or feel free to call us at 967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you.
Party time is rolling on at McDonald's in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. Hosted birthday parties are continuing to gain in popularity. McDonald's birthday parties include goodie bags for each guest, a gift for the birthday child, meals with the choice of cheeseburger, hamburger, or nuggets, along with fries, choice of drink for each guest, a birthday cake, and ice cream. Now, the Play Place is closed for an inclusive 2-hour private party. That's right, the Play Place closes down for the 2-hour event. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your party for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. Renee and her staff will set everything up, take care of all the serving and work during the party, and take care of all the cleanup. All this for a party of up to 10 kids for $130, and it's just $5 for additional children. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule.
Things change. Insurance should too. Jason can help to see if you're covered for life's constant changes. Call Jason Petmeyer, your Washington County agent, at 812-883-2995 or visit infarmbureau.com.